But Phil stumbling drunkenly out of his bed, appearing in his head all the things he's wanting to be said. 90 minutes are filled to fill, with so much time to kill. He promised chill, but all he does instead is beg and shill. His dreams online and straight away begins to whine, but all is fine as long as Shaz's benign and doesn't step out of line. His content's immature for all to endure, like fresh manure, but I feel sure he ran straight to feeling so insecure. The money earned from yesterday was withdrawn and long gone, as Phil's spending impulse is always set to stay on. If supports are also slow and stays so low and fails to grow, you never know, the show may turn into an easy bingo. Bingo! One sector across the board with charge to what because the squad can be ignored just how much DSP makes us feel so bored to help us fight or sleep and try to keep alert to watch a creep who play bingo but Phil will bitch and why a sheep are also cheap while DSP is chasing green we're seeing green across the screen as Phil's routine predictability rivals are slow machine is not in burp and leaning ban it matters not if I should find a child can't see it powers make him feel less of a man. Takes a drink and starts his like before lunch and into a big pretending never bills when truth is dead to buy a wrestling JPEG talks about his shitty life of college cat and fatty life and all his strife of forgetting that it's done well and they were rife. With drama he will react but isn't act that is a fact as he rehearsed to be exact and how he felt he was attacked. She's nearly over and a win is in sight with what to white despite Phil to light that tips were not white. We'll say alright it is okay and now it's time for Phil to play but first he'll say that tips will help from being off the other day. And with those words we win again, it's never if but always when the game is won. Thanks to that we made it to the very end. Hey guys, King Jad here, and welcome to DSP Bingo for what is today, Tuesday, the 19th of December 2023. We are getting closer and closer to the big magical day where a big fat bastard comes down our chimneys and leaves us a bunch of fucking presents, even though most of us don't fucking deserve any, because we're evil, mentally ill detractors. I hope you're all doing very well today and hope you're enjoying your Tuesday so far. We were one away from a full house on Bingo yesterday, so hopefully we can go one better and get a full house today. And yeah, Phil's on, as you can see, Phil's awake, streams live, he's blathering away in his chat, he's going to be talking about the Insomniac leaks, he's confirmed. And he says all the all suck ass, these leaks, all companies are going to have to beef up security. He's want to fucking talk. You know, don't forget, Phil's password for a lot of his shit years ago was Mr. Stupid 1. If you guys were not aware of this old lore, Phil was compromised years and years ago, back in like 2014, 2015, when he decided, so somebody decided to try and get into some of his systems. And they guessed his password. Well, I don't know if they guessed it or whatever, but it was a very weak fucking password. Simply the password was Mr. Stupid 1. And so people could access things like fucking Phil's utility bill information and all that jazz. It was a fucking dumb fucking situation. So yeah, and here's Phil pretending to be some sort of fucking security expert when he is fucking, you know, being guilty of ridiculous, you know, compromising shit. Don't even get me started on the fucking bank leaks, of course, as well. That was all done to him as well. Not having proper and adequate security in place to protect his information. So yeah, if he's gonna fucking go on about how he fucking knows better than all these fucking other people, I might lose my shit today. But yeah, we're gonna have to look forward to it anyway, I guess. Yeah, as you can see, Phil's in 637 members. He wants to get back to 650. He's desperate for 650. He's got the goal set for gaining 13 more members. It was an interesting mixed bag for Phil yesterday in terms of the success of the streams. The day stream done well. He got to wear a vest. Baldur's Gate 3 continues to deliver on the financial contributions, but Street Fighter 6 fell flat. And Phil did not have very good things to say about that whatsoever. I'm going to show off a couple of things though before we get to the basically Phil's outro of Street Fighter. A couple of things to show off first, okay? First of all, our very own Barrett Wells is in the chat right now and he made a brand new little animation called Survivor Dude. I'm going to link it in the chat right now and I'm going to play some of it. I'm playing some of it but not all of it, because I want you bastards to fucking go to his channel and check out yourselves to see how it finishes. But here's how it starts, and I highly recommend checking it out.
It's YouTube month, and this week we're bringing you one of our most requested contestants. This week on Survivor Dude. Alright, we're rolling. Mr. Burnell, did you hear me? The camera's on.
Yeah, I heard you. I'm just really busy right now, alright?
Okay, busy with what? You do realize we have a show to record, right?
Jesus fucking Christ, man, it's important stuff, alright? Lots of sensitive information, and if that got out, it could really hurt my family. Oh, awesome! I got it! Bleh. Jeez, again? Ugh.
Alright, Mr. Bunnell, we're getting close to our destination. You might want to consider getting your things ready for when we land.
Sure, whatever, man. You realize I'm my own boss, right? Like, I don't have to sit here and take your shit. I'm a former North American Evo champ, and that's like if you told Mike Tyson how to box, alright? Fucking idiots. Anyway.
So that's why bit is fucking nails, because the pilot's black. There you fucking go. If you guys want to see how this ends and how Phil survives on this little island that we dumped on, once again, the link is in the chat if you guys want to see how this ends. I know it's tempting to watch the whole fucking thing here, but I want to fucking encourage you guys to go along to Barrett Wells' channel, give him a wee view, give a wee comment as well. I went and shared it earlier on my own channel page to try and get the word out there as well, because it's a very good wee short he's made. 6 minutes long altogether. But it's I must say it's quite robust in my opinion. So yeah, if you want to see what happens to Phil in the aftermath or whatever, make sure you check out when you get time. I want to check out something else as well. Ludwig World Order made a brand new video the other day covering Phil's Street Fighter 6 antics. He's called it DSP Gaming vs Street Fighter 6, the entire saga. I thought I would watch the first 3 minutes or so, which is like the pre-talks. That's what Ludwig calls it. Ludwig calls it the fucking pre-talks, which is fucking clever as hell. But I've not actually seen any of this yet, and I thought I might as well promote this as well and try and hype up. Let's see the first 3 minutes and see if the pre-talks can build up hype.
Alright, so how long till Street Fighter 6 is released? 'Cause I'm pretty much ready for it. I'm ready for Street Fighter 6. I've had enough of 5. On to the next game, please. Do you think Street Fighter 6 is coming out? Yeah, it'll come out. It'll probably be worse than 5. 5 is terrible, yet the entire gaming community of competitive Street Fighter won't admit it because they want Street Fighter to live, so they're just gonna make a worse one for 6. It's gonna keep becoming more laggy, dumbed down bullshit. Here he says Street Fighter 6 plays like Super Turbo, Phil wins Evo 2020 and the internet explodes. Sadly, I don't think we're ever gonna get another game from Capcom that plays like Super Turbo.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Because they would need to cater to the brainless idiots who can't fucking play fighting games and want to mash buttons and shit and have no execution, and they want to have a game that they could be tournament level player within like a week. So that's why they got to make dumb games, dumb simple games. I have no confidence that Street Fighter 6 will be any good after Street Fighter 5. They'll literally never release Street Fighter 6 if people keep spending money on DLC for Street Fighter 5. It's been 5 fucking years, and they still don't have anything to show us in Street Fighter 6, because why would they? You keep paying them for the same crap game. Gamers need to learn better. They need to learn to be smarter consumers.
The most oppressed group of all, gamers.
But the fact that Capcom is saying this last character, whose name is Luke, is going to be, oh, this character is very important because this character will lead into future Street Fighter games. And then you look at the character, he's the most uninspired character you've ever seen. He looks like some generic fucking guy off the street, like some generic MMA fighter. His fighting style looks stupid. It's just like, oh my god, Capcom fucking sucks. Seriously, and I mean, I'm not just trying to shit on Capcom, but Capcom sucks ass when it comes to fighting games now. They've completely lost their way. They just don't have anything interesting going on in fighting games for the last, like, 5 years. Street Fighter 5 has been an embarrassment. The only people who like it are people who don't even play the older games to understand why Street Fighter was good to begin with. They have completely been suckered in by this dumbed-down, watered-down formula game that any fucking baby can play after practicing bullshit patterns for 5 minutes. The character designs are mostly terrible. Half the characters in the fucking game look exactly the same, blonde-haired, blue-eyed idiots. They all look like fucking clones. The game sucks shit, man. Street Fighter 6 got leaked. I hope they learned from their mistakes how bad 5 was. They learned from their mistakes. Street Fighter 6, you would think it was coming out, we would have information about it already. We don't. What do I want to see in Street Fighter 6? I want to see a return to basics. I want to see a return to footsies.
What do you say? I don't know, something about being gay.
rather than playing a pattern and playing it safe and having every single pattern in the game be safe.
So like, there we go. I'm not going to watch obviously more of that. You know, you guys want to check out Ludwig's video. It's done quite in 24 hours. It's like got over 10k views already. So I think a lot of you guys have already checked out already. I'm going to watch the rest of it later on. For sure, it's like 45 minutes long, as I said. But yeah, if you're interested in that, make sure you check out Ludwig's the rest of the video there. It's certainly got my interest going anyway. I didn't realise Ludwig went back so far to get like the fucking all the stuff between 5 and 6. I mean, that's probably why it's fucking called the pre-talks. That's some clever fucking narrative building there from Ludwig. There we go. But yeah, it looks like a very well crafted video, and of course we fucking I fucking lost my fucking shit there. Where he just fucking had fucking what do you call it? Was it Steve Carell just fucking did the flobbery old blah 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 blah. Anyway, yeah, as usual, clever wee fucking little inserts there from Ludwig. So make sure you check that out. Do we have time? Is Phil not live yet? Probably. Is his chat dead? No, it's not. I just scrolled in probably. What's he saying now? Oh crap! I got caught up in emails again. For fuck's sake! 2 people fucking email him. Phil's like, holy shit! I'm so popular. What if Phil goes live? I want to share his toxic ass quite. He wasn't happy. End of Street Fighter 6, he was not happy, and it's because he's not doing well.
He was in position for that anti-air, I couldn't do it. I tried and it would come late. So then he starts throwing random moves, hoping for a counter hit, knowing he can spam shit and lag. This is not good gameplay whatsoever. This is literally awful gameplay, and this is everything I did in Master tonight. I think, was there one? I mean, I would like someone to go back and count. Probably 2-3 matches tops all night, 2.5 hours, that were 10 to 20 milliseconds. And that used to be the standard. Now every match is 50 or milliseconds. It's bad. You can't break throws. You can't do drive reversals properly. You end up getting drive impacts instead. It's just trash. It's absolute trash. It's not fun anymore. So, quite frankly, you know, I'm very disappointed. I want to keep playing with Dalsim. I don't think I will ever get anywhere with Dalsim. Not at this current state. I think the only way that I could possibly do better with Dalsim is to play on PC. I don't see how I could possibly improve my gameplay.
PC bank.
For Dalsim, you need to have that pinpoint accuracy with, you know, okay, they're on me. I need that throw break right now. Give it to me, right? I'm in the middle of that combo. I need to get that combo. No, it dropped. So many times it dropped Yoga Flame tonight in the middle of a combo for no good fucking reason. I know what I'm doing, you know? Just over and over. And there's nothing I can do about that. Now, listen, mash jabbing, which they're doing all the time. Just keep jabbing, mash. That's going to happen, and that happened in every rank. And that's unfortunate, and it shouldn't be in the game, but they made the game like that for idiots, for scrubs, okay? That's something that Dalsim has to overcome. Admittedly, that's a challenge for Dalsim because he's so slow. But throw breaking is essential, should happen. I couldn't break throws at all tonight. You saw the connections. Everything was around 50 milliseconds on average. I can't break throws in that situation. On PS4 5, I can't do it. I want to, I can't do it. The game will not do it. I do it every time. You can hear me press nothing. It never comes out in time. Like, it's fucking delayed, infinitely so delayed, right? And it's, I don't know. This really pisses me off because basically with Dalsim, you have to maintain that instant, like, keep away pattern. You have to do some mix-ups, counter what they're doing. It's fun. It's very different than playing the rest of the cast. When I'm playing with Blanca, for example, a lot of what I'm doing is a little bit more offensive. I'm drive rushing in. I'm trying to catch them with a single hit here or there and lead into a combo. I'm trying to mix up, maybe throw out a move full screen, hopefully hit them, lead to a juggle. It's more offensive. It's more different style of gameplay than Dalsim. It seems like with the current state of this game at Master, you either have to be playing on PC with tweaks so that you have better inputs and less input drops, or you cannot play half the cast at Master level. It's too laggy. There's no way. When you have a 40, 50, 60 millisecond connection, you can't even break throw. And that's essential for that lower half. Dabian says, I'm skimming through the stream. The average ping was 50 to 70. I didn't see one less than 40. I will tell you, there was one that was 20. There was one that was in the teens, but there was like 2 or 3 tops. That was all night. And that used to be the standard connection I would face when I played this game online. And it was good. You could do what you wanted. You could get, do everything you needed.
There's more.
I don't know what else to do. I feel like I've hit a wall with Dalsim, and it's not me. It's literally not me. Okay?
Of course, it's never Phil's fault.
I don't get it. I don't know what else to do. Next time we play, we're going to play on Friday. Friday night, should I do a casual stream of Blanca so that I can get back into the groove of Blanca, and then after that go back to Master with Blanca? Because I can't just go right to Master with Blanca. I haven't played with Blanca in months, right? I need to get back into the swing of things to remember how to play with him. I'll probably watch some videos or whatever. So maybe go back to Blanca at this point because it's been a while. I don't know. Yeah, go back to casual Blanca Friday. Do a casual stream of Blanca, try to get back into it. That means Thursday night, I'll probably watch some Blanca gameplay and try to remember how to play with him again. Some tricky strategies and things, the mix-ups with the bounce electricity in the corner and shit like that. Yeah, okay. I'll do that. Listen, I love Dalsim. I want to play more with him, but I don't see how it's possible at this point. I just don't. You saw 2 streams now. I'm trying to grind it out, and more than half the time, the connection is bad, and I can't get out of basic pattern shit. I know they're going to throw. I can't break a throw. It just won't break. Unless I'm sitting there mashing like this early, I have to, before on my screen there's a throw animation, I have to be pressing the throw buttons. Then I can break a throw, but I have to guess. It's basically predicting. Instead of reacting, it's predicting, and that's not good. That's not competitive play in a fighting game. Yes, sometimes you get away with that, but you want to be able to react to what you see, not to what you guess is going to happen. That's awful.
There's more.
So, alright. Let's see what happens. Maybe Friday we go back to Blanca. Thank you all. Thanks to those who were here tonight and did support. For as few of that there were,
There it is right there. Thanks to those few that did support. Oh my god, so yeah, he got $170 on a day stream, which far surpassed what he was expecting for one stream, because obviously remember his per stream goal is 100. Technically, the day stream was like made up almost 2 times days worth of like, contributions. Because the night stream was so, even though the day stream was so successful for him, because the night stream was slow, Phil has to fucking bring it up and complain.
To Blanca. Thank you all. Thanks to those who were here tonight and did support. For as few of that there were, there were 0 memberships, I think 1 or 2 super chats, and thanks to the couple of people who did tips. I appreciate that. At this point, I guess we need to change it, right? We need to go back. I think we'll go back to Blanca. I think that makes sense. We haven't played with him in a long time. It's good for variety. And then maybe after playing with Blanca, do Lily, and then go back to Dalsim. Maybe rotate. I've been playing with Dalsim for over a month now, right? I started, around like early to mid-November. So, I think we'll go back to Blanca.
Blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Is Phil live yet? Or is he still in the little boy's room? He's still in the little boy's room, okay. Whatever. You get a message, or you get the idea. Phil just being a bad boy. Because, I wasn't good at Street Fighter tonight. Wah. Anyway, let's get the bingo card all set up and ready for today's fun and games. I need a random number in chat. Somebody give me a random number apart from Dare Bear. Dare Bear's banned. The Human Moon says 3. There we go. That was the first number in chat I saw come up. It's number 3. So there we go. Let me just also tick randomize as well for the bingo background picture. Yeah, Dare Bear banned himself from submitting. Oh, I didn't mean to press randomize. So number 3. Number 3 on the card. There we go. This is our bingo background image for today, and the bingo card for today as well, sorry. The bingo card we have for today is as follows. We have Phil to say engagement, million, him burping, him saying schedule and unique. The second row is Phil's touching his face, him saying fuck, detractors or trolls, by the way, and him doing some food talk. The third row is Phil saying, people saying, him messing with his phone, him being all victim mode, him saying interesting, and him saying comment. The fourth row is Phil saying feedback, nonsense, him being all clown mode, him saying variety, and him discussing drama. And the fifth and final row is Phil saying you guys, him pointing at the camera, him butchering a word, him saying friend, and finally him having a creepy whisper. And you might ask yourself, what is a creepy whisper? It is when Phil leans into the microphone and then randomly whispers into it. He has to do the leaning forward. He has to lean forward, have a little delay, have a little stall, and then whisper. Well, there we go. As you can see, Phil's getting ready to go live right about now, so I'm going to actually just have him on pause while I briefly go through the whole ways of how you guys can potentially get a full house bingo prize. The aim of the game, of course, as you may have picked up, is to try and win bingo. We want to get 25 out of 25 on this bingo card you see before you. And to do that, there's a variety of ways for us to get free spaces to help us get a full house. For example, if Phil snorts 20 times or burps 10 times before he starts recording for gameplay for YouTube, that will give us all a free space. Those can double up as well, so if Phil snorts 40 times, a second free space. If he burps 20 times, second free space, and so on and so on. If Phil gets 100 likes from his audience and blows bubbles for him before he starts recording for gameplay for YouTube, that too will give us all a free space. And finally, if you guys like the stream enough and give us 100 likes on here before I finish playing bingo, not only does that give us a free space as well, but you guys also get to enjoy the Bubbles animation that Pixar Animation so very kindly made for us all to enjoy to celebrate the 100 likes milestone. So there's one way you guys are in direct control of giving us a free space. The rest of the ways are controlled by Phil and his chat, essentially, and Phil's own actions and antics and snorts and burps and all that shit. Of course, if we get 25 out of 25, one of you guys can potentially win a prize, and the current prize is a $50 prize, but to be eligible, to be in with a chance of winning that prize, you've got to make sure you have left a comment in the community post, which is linked in the description of this live stream. Now, if you have left a comment already on there, you don't need to add a second one. I've had like 2 or 3 people add another comment, thinking they've got to re-add a comment to the same post that they've made a comment on before. And I keep telling people, your name's already on the list, yeah bam. I'm trying to just drum this point home. But yeah, it's just... if you've already left a comment on there, you don't need to do another one. It's okay, it's all cool. You're on the list. One time only is fine for the next couple of months anyway. I'm going to refresh the list again in February. So you're good for the rest of the year, and you're good for January, but then I'm going to update the list once more in February. But there's plenty of time before then, okay? And of course, I'll say, if we do get a full house, you know what I mean, and obviously your name's on the list, we usually do something like we play a game of marbles to try and determine who gets to fucking be the winning bingo person. We'll let the marbles decide the fate, essentially. I think that's covered everything. I was aiming the game to try and get 25 out of 25, fingers crossed we can do that, and I think we have built up a nice little bit of speed up juice already. I'll just make Phil go 180, and we'll go to 1.25 straight away. And apparently it's a short intro today, so I assume he's going to have a little bit of, yeah, exactly, he's going to blabber all of it. Okay, cool. Anyway, let's get on with bingo. Here we go. Good luck, everyone. Fingers crossed we can get a victory.
Good morning, everyone. On today's Level 1 podcast, we've got some interesting news to discuss, but sadly, it's not the kind of news that really you feel good about. Insomniac Games has had a series of awful data breach leaks happen due to a group of hackers who have ransomed them. These leaks include game data, which is fine. You know, you always are interested in the lineup of games that's coming out from a game studio, but it's unfortunate when it leaks this early before they were ready to announce it. But really, the serious problem here is that it's personal data of the employees. So we will talk about this, analyze it, and I'm sure you guys will also have a lot to say. All this and more on today's episode of the Level 1 Podcast.
I'm not looking forward to this podcast whatsoever. It's going to be quite fucking boring, I think. But it is what it is, I guess. Oh, went too far. Anyway, let's just skip this little crappy little intro. Anyway, two ticked off already. He's talking about drama straight away, and he said, you guys. So, good start to the card already. 2 down, 23 to go.
Alrighty, everyone. So, I'm Phil, no duh. And welcome to the show. Today's Tuesday, the 19th of December, 2023. Welcome to to Mobius, actually. We're in Mobius today, enjoying the nice winter weather. Good thing there's no Dr. Eggman nearby. And, today will be a pretty good day of streaming. All chill content today. And what I mean by that is the lineup today is going to be RoboCop and Like a Dragon Gaiden, which are both games that have been very chill, relaxing playthroughs. You know, open world exploration, questing and searching and side questing, combat. It should be a good time. And we're going to have great progress, perhaps maybe even finish one of them, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So I'm excited for today.
I feel like I missed Phil saying something that was on the card. Did Phil say, by the way, there? I need to check. I need to check.
There. Good thing there's no Dr. Eggman nearby. And today will be a pretty good day of streaming. All chill content today. And what I mean by that is the lineup today is going to be RoboCop and Like a Dragon Gaiden, which are both games that have been very chill, relaxing playthroughs. You know, open world exploration, questing and searching and side questing, combat. It should be a good time, and we're gonna have great progress. Perhaps maybe even finish one of them, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So I'm excited for today. Great holiday week coming up with all these specials coming up, and now the ability for you to start voting on the Christmas game that will be played. What I actually did yesterday.
Was that a camera point? When it's talking about people voting, was that a camera point?
Great holiday week coming up with all these specials coming up, and now the ability for you to start voting on the Christmas game that will be played. What I actually did yesterday is I tallied up all the nominations for games to be played during my upcoming Christmas marathon this Saturday. Members have chosen a game, and now it is your turn to choose a game via a poll. Okay, so all this will be discussed on today's show. It's going to be a good one. But man, these data breaches, this is not good. This is a really, really bad sign of, I feel, things to come in the gaming industry. All right, and here's the thing: like, gaming has been huge for a very long time. I mean, I would argue the 1990s is when video games started to hit their stride and get mainstream coverage, although admittedly it was probably the late 2000s, early 2010s when they became so big that they overpassed all other mediums of entertainment when it comes to revenue, that is. But this is just so odd that now, in the modern day, a lot of the times now, we are getting way more information about upcoming releases due to these leaks, right? I mean, just recently, we had the Grand Theft Auto 6 big announcement teaser, and it was supposed to come out on a certain day and time, and everyone was hyped, and it was pre-uploaded to YouTube at that date and time, and everyone was ready to watch it live and react to it and cover it, and, you know, the whole internet was abuzz with this, and then it leaked early.
Well, yeah, but I imagine it leaked early because of a fault in the YouTube system. Because the video was technically available already online on YouTube. Even though it was behind a fucking scheduled release time, the data was there for people to try and, you know, extract from that data, like some sort of 480p version. This is different from the kind of leaks that Insomniac have had. I mean, if Phil wants to try and fucking round up to the same kind of thing, then I guess that's his fucking prerogative, but I think it's a very different thing altogether. The kind of Insomniac leaks, very different compared to just obviously people looking at the source code of YouTube and somehow managing to somehow extract some 480p version of a trailer that was on a scheduled release.
Right? I mean, GTA 6, hell, last year we had leaked information. Remember when we saw the early build of the game before we were ever supposed to? And then it was confirmed later by Rockstar, yeah, that was real, but that's like early assets. That's not what the game looks like today. And it just seems more often than not these days, it just seems like these leaks are happening more and more often. And that's so unfortunate and so dangerous in a lot of ways when you think about it. Because this is not just, oh, some game data is leaking. Now, people are getting access to employee information. You know, names, addresses, phone numbers. In some cases, I've heard, like, private data that no one should have access to. There's a difference between, okay, you know my address and my phone number, right? Or, oh, like you have my full social security number. You have information about my logins at the company, right? You have email trails and communications data that was supposed to be part of internal documentation for the company. That's stuff that's supposed to be safe. You know what I mean? That's not okay in any instance to leak. And that's what's happening right now. So we're now starting to live in a world where it seems like nothing you do is really safe. And we've had this kind of, this feeling of, how can I say, not security, but maybe more like, as long as we don't actively put ourselves at risk, we're okay. But I don't think that's the case. I mean, I've been talking with you guys about this over the last decade, more increasingly. What's happened is people have found ways to get people's information and harass them online, whether or not it even makes sense for them to do so. All right? How many people who are fans of someone on the internet have a public-facing social media account? Right now, if you're someone watching this podcast or listening to it after the fact, and you have a social media account tied to the account that you watch this on, that's bad. I'm just being honest. I don't feel like in the modern day that anyone should have any kind of a public-facing account that has their real name or any information tied to their real life stuff going on. So many people back in the day used to have a Facebook. I mean, before Facebook, it was MySpace, but now it's a Facebook. Excuse me. And on their Facebook, they got everything. Oh, where I live, all the places that I hang out with, photos to geotag all the places I go all day, my place of work, all my coworkers, and all of their information. And by the way, they're all on my friends list tagged, so you know who they are too. And then my relatives are on there too. I mean, just from someone's social media page. someone could engineer a very elaborate attack campaign. And you may think, oh, that's just an over-exaggeration. It's happened. It's happened to me. It's happened to some of my loved ones. It's happened to some of my viewers. It's happened to some of my moderators. It's happened to people who are just casually coming by. And
you doxed your own viewer before as well, though, in your Discord, Phil. In your little moderator Discord, you doxed PW Dubs. He sent you a picture of his driving license to prove who he was to you so he could try and get unbanned, and you share that private information with your moderators in your Discord. Now, Phil tries to say that he didn't dox anyone because it wasn't public. This is his private Discord, but he is sharing that information with other people, and they can't be guaranteed to keep that information secure, so Phil absolutely did. Phil used to fucking pretend it wasn't doxing because it wasn't public. That's Phil's mentality about doxing. That's how limited his intelligence is when it comes to doxing.
that's just someone watching a YouTuber, okay? Now imagine a company of people running a big business, one of the big game developers out there. They're making giant money. They just had a humongous successful release with Spider-Man 2. And what ends up happening is these hackers, right, start seeing dollar signs. Oh, if I can get access to all of that data from that company, we can really make big bang. Because that company is $1 million company. Every game they sell, they're selling millions of copies. So you know they're making an insane amount of profits, right? Since they've had success after success, they're not likely to have a bunch more successful games in the pipeline. So,
Jesus Christ, man. Prophet, what have you sent me? I need to share this. I need to share this. So, Phil, you shouldn't give out your information. Also, Phil, Burnell Productions. There's his address. You Google Burnell Productions, which is questions and answers. Wait a minute, why am I poisoned? Oh my god. The best part is, this is not parody. This is like real. You can find this in Google yourselves. Oh my god. But yeah, Burnell Productions, which is the company name that Phil, oh my god, uses. Holy shit, man. I love everything. This screenshot is just gold. The big massive pig and this question and answer. Jesus Christ, man. 1.9 stars, not even 2 star. Worst Hogan pull ever. Oh my god. I think Cullen was talking about trying to, like, you know, he wanted to come on. I don't know. I mean, where are do I even have them in Discord? I don't. Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, I mean, they are there. Hold on. Let's see. What can I do with you? That sounded wrong. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Let me call this guy. Cullen, I'm calling you. Went straight to the source and I'm calling you, pal. So there we go. Cullen wants to kind of hop on to have a rant. Never talked to Cullen before, so I'm curious to see what he sounds like. I can kind of hear you.
Alright, hold on one second. Let me get my microphone a little bit closer.
No, that's better. We're good. We are good to go.
The reason every time he talks about information security pisses me off is because he doesn't understand any of it. Jason Street, I'll type the name here in the chat in a moment. He's right. And I hate to admit it, he's right. So everything you put on social media can be used against you.
Oh, definitely.
Everything.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, for sure. It's so easy to compromise yourself if you don't have that information protected. And yeah, exactly. Like, people can find your friends and where you work and where you go. It's so easy to build something, some kind of profile on you based on what you share online.
I've had to yell at my mom recently because she is posting everywhere she has lived in her life. Everywhere she's visited. Including where she's born, because that's the most important one. Hello, security questions.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, also, that's crazy. That kind of sharing, of course, if you're on social media, that's okay. Maybe if you only share it amongst your own, like, relatives and, you know, family, essentially. But if you're posting that publicly for anyone to see, that's big alarm bells.
Exactly. And where he gets all of this wrong is that it's not just your social media. It's everything. Do you go out and have your credit card on you? There are devices that all they need to do is be within 5 feet of you and they can capture all your card information. Exactly. The actual information security world is scary. And I'm not sure if Prophet will agree with me on this, but technology enthusiasts have smart houses. information security people do not. Because every other item you have in your home that is a
Potential breach.
that can connect to the internet is, yep, exactly. So I told you I wanted to tell a story. One of the, I forget which hotel it was because I don't think that they told. I watch a lot of the black hat stuff, or the black hat and white hat stuff. And you'll hear a story about a hotel in Las Vegas that got hacked, not through any what's the word I'm looking for? Persistent.
Oh, sorry.
It wasn't a persistent attack. They walked in and they plugged into the fish tank.
The fucking fish tank?
The fish tank was connected to the network. It had no password protection, and they were able to immediately escalate their privileges, and now they are admins of your entire hotel.
Jesus Christ, man. That is like really bad.
And Stephen Street will tell a story about the only time he ever felt bad about doing a penetration test. Basically, he is paid by companies to break into their networks.
Oh yeah, hackers get employed all the time, basically just to kind of stress test systems. You know what I mean? So that's a very kind of lucrative market if you're good at it, and you want to try and use that power and skill legitimately. Then yeah, you can definitely source your skills out to stress test things. Yeah.
He is paid. He keeps a contract on him from their information security team, saying, "I have permission to be doing what I do." But he did a job where the person he was going after, there was a charity across the street that they were connected with. He did not directly target them. They targeted the charity. The charity was on the network. He was able to breach the network because he lied to the charity, saying that they were from not ABC, it's PBS.
Yeah.
And they plugged in a little dongle, a USB drive, and compromised both networks. All using the auspices of altruism. So whenever he starts talking about this stuff, like, now hackers, they just want to make millions of dollars. No, Phil. No, Philly child. They've been doing this for decades. And cyber criminals, because there's a big difference, whatever. Cyber criminals will do whatever they take, and if they can get $2 million off of a gaming company, and they're willing to risk the jail time, why wouldn't they?
I mean, a lot of the time,
it's stupid.
It's not even trying to just also think, oh, I've got your details and I'm going to get all your money. Information is more often than not, more powerful than money. And especially what people are willing to pay to kind of keep that information safe. Like a lot of these, obviously, is also very illicit hackers out there that will try and hold companies like hostage to the ransom to say, hey, I've got all this data, do something or else, it's all going public. Of course, the NHS was, and I think a year or two ago, the NHS, the National Health Service of the United Kingdom, they had their systems compromised and breached and held to ransomware. I think it was 2 years ago at least or something, but yeah, it's like, it doesn't matter if it's a small company or one big kind of massive government-run organisation. It's like, if there's a way to get into it, people will find a way if they want to try hard enough. Usually anyway, unless you're prepared and unless you've got all that security tightened up.
Yeah, and it gets even worse. So, Insomniac, to get more specifically on what he's talking about, Insomniac now has to go back a decade to find out where the actual breach occurred.
So
because
it's like a
someone like
plan. Is it a long con essentially? This was.
It could have been, but they don't know when the breach occurred because the breach could have happened a decade ago. It could have happened 15 minutes before they announced it. So the information security team is going to have to go back and review every single thing that happens. Wait, was this person really on a VPN connecting to our network? Were they actually an employee or were they someone else?
Jeez.
And they'll have to keep doing that over and over and over again. And that's what he doesn't realize. Is this isn't like, oh my, they're getting blackmailed out of, extorted is the proper word. He's being extorted.
Aye.
Insomniac is going to have to review everything they've done. Every security protocol, every employee. They're going to have to check for every single port to see which ones are trying to be reached out to. It gets way more complicated than the oversimplification, which I am almost 100% sure he's about to go into.
Yeah, definitely.
He's going to try and do this toss this fucking wet blanket over everything and just say, ooh, there it's done. Hackers bad. Doxing bad. Yes, Philly child. Who is going to say doxing is good? Who's going to say extorting companies is good? No one. Unless you're a criminal.
It's just.
And
yeah.
I apologize.
No, you got no reason to apologise. I don't mind. Obviously, you have your own background in security to an extent, so you know what you're talking about compared to Phil. So I don't mind the added information and expertise that you're bringing. You know what I mean? It's certainly quite informative, and you got nothing to apologise for. So I certainly appreciate it.
And I think I mentioned it last week, but the fappening in like 2015 or whenever it was, that all occurred. And this is another thing he doesn't understand is the majority of breaches into networks don't happen because someone's on the other side of the screen tapping away. Ha ha ha, I found this one script that beats your information security. It's because they emailed somebody saying, hey, click on this link and put on your credentials. We're from your information security team and we need to verify that. The celebrities that all got their nudes leaked, that's all they did is they called them and said, hey, I'm from Apple Security. My name is Justin. And today we're doing a security on our high profile clients and making sure that you guys are taken care of. Now, I have your password as alphabet soup 123. Is that correct? Oh, that's not correct. What is it?
Oh, Jesus
Okay,
Christ.
Wonderful. It's
mental.
SpaghettiOs 546. Awesome. I will update this on our records. You have a fantastic day. And that's how they got into every one of those networks. They didn't do a super awesome script. They basically called them and asked them for their information.
Yeah, it's like some sort of fucking bizarre Jedi mind trick, except it wasn't that fucking impressive. It's like the impressive thing, if anything, was to get a number in the first place, maybe, so they could talk to them directly and get that information directly. Maybe that was probably the toughest part of it all, I imagine.
Yeah, and social engineering is the biggest catch to all of it, because you can have perfect network system code, and I'm super simplifying. But if Bob down in accounting says, "Oh, this link in an email says it needs my user ID and password. Let me just type that in real quick."
Yeah, exactly. That is the biggest one for sure. You know, I mean,
Breached.
you see, you think it's an email from Amazon, for example, and it says, "Hey, there's something wrong with your account. Click here and we'll sort it out." And instead of you going directly to Amazon yourself separately, you click the link on the email, which is always a big no-no, because that, you know, that's a phishing email. It's a way. It's not a real Amazon website. They're just trying to get your fucking username and password that you're going to fill into it, thinking it's normal Amazon. Yeah, if you ever get those kind of emails, never just click on the fucking links in the email or whatever to direct you there. You go directly to the fucking source and see for yourself if it genuinely is an issue or not. The amount of people that fall for that, especially older people, is scary. You know, I mean, I don't work as part of security for a bank, but because I work for a bank, I do hear these horror stories all the time of all these old people, especially because they're not very tech savvy, especially, and they thought it was I owe the government saying I owe thousands of dollars, and I clicked the link and gave them my details, and I lost my money. It was it's a horrible thing to fucking happen, and sadly, there's a lot of people out there who are
that fall for it.
And they're so predatory, and they're quite happy to just take as much money as they fucking can. You know, it just breeds disgusting means.
I'm gonna tell one more real quick story, and then I'm gonna hop off so we can continue playing bingo. I was working for an insurance company that also is a bank in the United States, and it's one of the big boys. They had sent out an email. This was right before COVID hit, reminding everybody to avoid clicking on links in emails. One of the guys who actually had a few privileges above everybody else sees this email, and then right after, it's a COVID email saying, "Hey, log in so we can confirm whether or not you have COVID." Back-to-back emails. Watch out for these scams. And then the information security team sends out an email that is literally just trying to see if they can keylog your computer.
Jesus Christ, man.
And I am 90% sure if anyone got into Phil's network, they've been in there for a while.
You gotta keep in mind, this is remember, obviously the leaks. Remember, he went and shared these screenshots earlier on as well. And Prophet alluded to this earlier on as well. He fucking showed these screenshots from his fucking router that showed his MAC address of this thing in the Xbox and the fucking Office PC. If that was genuine information, though, obviously people would have got into that by now. You know what I mean? It's like
Oh
Phil,
yeah.
Phil accidentally leaked something. No, he fucking didn't. Phil knew exactly what he was fucking doing, and nobody was really access anything because those leaks were not really fucking leaks. Because otherwise, otherwise it'd be fucked. Because how many people would have tried to have gotten?
I think that was someone else's router, to be honest, and it's someone who is probably one of. I don't go in on the insults on his followers, whatever. But is someone who is one of his actual fans probably sent that to him because they know how to do inspect element and change inspect element and sent him the screenshots.
Probably the same, sorry, some of a bitch that was on fucking Kiwi Farms pretending to be some sort of tractor to claim responsibility, whatever his fucking name was, I can't mind, Ed Green.
Dan Green.
Yeah, Dan Green, whatever. That bastard, because obviously his information was quite fucking sus as well, and yeah, I don't know. We can, but that's a fucking whole other fucking kettle of fish show to go down, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's one of those things, Phil. This is the thing, Phil's going to fucking pretend to be some sort of authority here, you know what I mean? I'm kind of curious to see how he fucking goes about this, but he's going to fucking pretend he knows what he's fucking talking about, and he himself has been prone to these attacks because he didn't fucking have a good password, or he didn't set up two-factor authentication on Bank of America and all this jazz, because he is, yeah, but he's going to pretend to fucking know better than everyone else and pretend to be the smartest person as usual.
And here's the catch. Here's the real catch to it. People like me who actually have a background in information security, and from the way that Prophet talks, I think he probably has some high-level IT experience. I assume I've never talked with him personally.
He certainly knows what all the porn sites are, yeah.
If I wanted to, and I was willing to risk the prison time, I could hack his computer from my home setup.
Hypothetically, of course.
It is not...
Hypothetically, but of course you're not going to do that.
No. I'm not going to risk prison over Philly Child.
Exactly, yeah. No touch a poop, as the old saying goes.
It's the reason I found all of the Comcast stuff sus to begin with. Who's risking federal prison over him?
Exactly. And of course, we've not had a fucking thing since then either. There's been no updates from Phil about Comcast, and there's been nothing about, no news whatsoever about Comcast having some employee leaking this kind of data. You'd think that would be damaging for their kind of credentials to say, oh, we've had an employee leak our details publicly to the internet, and you know they're violating their business or whatever.
And we all know Philly Child would have gone straight to Twitter to complain about it if it was real. At Comcast, hey, why are your employees messing with me? Why are they messing up my business?
And that was the biggest thing. He waited like 28 odd days. Remember, the engineer came out, and almost a month later, it's like, oh, by the way, guys, I found this out a month ago, but I didn't tell anyone about it. I was like, what the fuck? Still holding this back for so long?
If I was
an adult, no.
In Minecraft, hypothetically speaking, if I were to do that, if I were to break into his network, I would put in something called a man-in-the-middle attack. I would just capture all of his data, and whenever he logged into his checking account, whether it's from his phone, his computer, his wife's computer, because I assume she has a computer or a laptop, if he logs in from his PlayStation or his Xbox, I will capture that. I could big emphasis there. I could capture his login information. I can log in remotely because it doesn't take a lot to ghost the phone. It doesn't take a lot to capture information using various programs, which I'm not going to say because I said I could do it. Of course, in Minecraft, in theory. But yeah, no. If someone really wanted to mess with Phil and they were willing to risk prison, they're going to go the full 9 and take the full charge, because if you're in for a penny, you're in for a pound.
I mean, as far as I can tell, it's only ever happened one time properly, and that was, of course, the swatting thing. Which wasn't really swatting, I know, but the fact of the matter is still, someone called the cops and they tried to fucking make a strange claim, and so the police went to his fucking house. That's kind of fucked up, you know. But as far as I'm aware, that's the only time that seems to have fucking happened, and we still to this day don't fucking know who done it.
As insightful as the banks leak were, I'm going to say something that might get me ostracized by some people. They shouldn't have happened because a crime was committed. No one should have swatted him because a crime was committed.
I agree. It's kind of like it's kind of like what was it called? Like fucking massive. The Panama Papers. Technically, that act alone, the Panama Papers, that was illegal. That act. But of course, because information was out there in public, the whole world and the news media were allowed to fucking report on it because it was publicly available information that was released, even though it was obtained illegally.
Yep. And I will say that they shouldn't have happened, but that they leaked and they were insightful. And he had two options at the time. And once again, I'm gonna stop now. I need to stop, or I'll keep you up for about 3 hours.
What I will say is that most fair-minded detractors do agree. I mean, even Booth, the guy who fucking done it, agrees what he did was fucking illegal. He admitted it himself. And I mean, most reasonable people would agree. Even the person that done it is saying, yes, I committed a crime. So there's no denying that. And we're not encouraging, obviously, criminal fucking acts, but the information we gained from that was gold dust. You know what I mean? That is what it is. We reaped the rewards. You know, we reaped the benefits of that illegal criminal act, which was nothing to do with any one of us, and all on Booth.
And I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna pop off the call, because if not, like I said, I'll keep you here for hours.
Yeah.
Philly Child had two options with the bank leaks and all of this hacking stuff. Either keep 100% quiet on it and act like it wasn't real, or say that they're fake, and then stop engaging with it.
And they didn't really do it either. I mean, also, he's claimed they're fucking... He can't do both, didn't he? Because he claimed he was breached, and then he also claimed he had $9 grand stolen from him, and all that jazz, and then he claimed he had to pay lawyers to fix it and all that jazz, and he was all over the place.
And no one
with the
believes
story.
it.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't make much sense, the story. You know,
but
like,
thanks for letting me come on here and vent my spleen on this.
No worries, man, no worries. It's good to hear from you, man. I do appreciate your input again, as I said, you know what I mean? So, yeah, cheers for your expertise on this situation.
Right. Thanks.
Catch you later, cheers. Well, that was an unexpected wee call from Cullen, but it's good of him to share his expertise on the kind of security matters, you know what I mean? I mean, obviously, this kind of stuff is fascinating. To go down that kind of rabbit hole and talk about this kind of thing, that kind of thing, in terms of security and everything else, because there's so much that Phil has gone through over years, which, you know, he's compromised himself several times because of his own lack of understanding proper security and all that jazz, you know what I mean? But yeah, big ups to Q-Lumps for hopping on there to share his wisdom. Let's get back to Bingo.
If we can get access to that data, right, we can hold them for ransom. And it's not only just the game data, but let's do everything, right? Let's make sure that they're all with the gun to their head, basically, and let's do this and make it a situation where it's do or die for them, right? And it's incredibly messed up, because do you think that anyone who works for Insomniac deserves that? For what? Because they make video games? Like, huh? What are you talking about? These are people who are just normal people striving to make a work of art and, of course, a digestible product for people to purchase. They've done great jobs. It's not like this is a company that's making crap and ripping people off or anything like that. This is a good company. They made some really great games in the last, 5 to 10 years, and notably the last two Spider-Man games.
Hold on a second, Phil. Are you trying to fucking say that you wouldn't have a problem with this if it was a company that made shit games? Like, Phil thinks that because the companies make good games that it's worse, somehow. But the crime's only worse because this company made good games. If it happened to some piece of shit developer or whatever I don't fucking like, then who cares?
And the Miles Morales expansion have been outstanding, okay? So, before we get to the details of the data breach and all of that, because we are going to talk about that, I just wanted to say something up front. You know, this is, I feel, kind of the beginning of a very bad trend. Because at one point, I feel like we all felt like we're secure, right? If you work for a company, you're secure. If you're dealing with a giant company, whether it's a school that has all of your personal data because you're enrolled there, a financial institution that holds your bank account or maybe your investments or things like that, you think, oh, they have a legal responsibility to protect my data. And in reality, none of that seems to really exist. It seems like now we live in a society. But that society is one that's not safe. It's one where at a moment's notice, all of your data can be
Hold on. I feel like that was borderline clown mode where he fucking said we live in a society. He had to throw that random meme in there.
thrown all over the internet on a whim. And it almost seems like we have to live with that now and figure out how to deal with the repercussions of that. That's bad. You know, that means that we basically, I mean, I know that this sounds like, oh, an old man is basically ranting, okay? But here's the deal. Sometimes you get a cat hair in your mouth because your cat walks right in front of you on camera. And other times, advanced technology, right, can push to a level where maybe we've advanced it a little bit too much and we didn't put enough safeguards and securities in a way to stop from this kind of malicious behavior. Let's be honest. Is it fair to anyone? Is it safe to have your information, like your name, your address, your phone number, your private information, private communications all over the internet? No, it's not. People can use that information to hurt you. Trust me, I know firsthand, okay? And it's really messed up that now we're just supposed to throw our hands up and say, oh, well, that's modern life now. We all have to deal with it. No. No. We let the entire world go internet-based. And when we did, we didn't put the safeguards in place to stop this kind of stuff from happening. We just said, throw everything on the internet and just trust everyone with the information rather than say, let's be sure that there is redundant protections, that there are safety nets in place, that there's no way that this stuff could ever happen in a way that could harm customers, employees, friends, relatives, whatever it may be, right? Like, these companies should be held accountable. And for as much as people might look at Insomniac and say, well, they make great games and they're well-intentioned, Insomniac has a legal responsibility to protect the data of all of their employees. And the fact that this happened is very unfortunate, and I'm sure people are going to say, well, they're a victim. Well, they are. But at the same time, it was their responsibility to make sure this didn't happen, and they're legally liable for anything that happens to their employees as a result of this data breach. Much like any other company that you deal with, they have a legal responsibility to protect your private information. And if your private information goes public because they were negligent, because they basically failed in their efforts to keep your business, your own business, that's a lawsuit. Now imagine every employee suing Insomniac at once. Now do you think they want to do that? No, they probably love their jobs. I mean, they're making great games. But this is a situation where something's got to change. How is it that we're now getting leak after leak after leak after leak after leak from all these companies? What is happening that there's so many potential backdoors and breaches into their data? It just doesn't seem to make sense. This never used to happen. And now all of a sudden, it's like every game it happens. So what gives, right? Anyway, I wanted to give my initial impressions on the situation early. What we're going to do now is we're going to go through a little bit of a recap of what happened on yesterday's streams. We're going to go through the schedule for the week. Obviously, I want to talk about the Christmas event because now we kind of know what's going on with the games for that. And then we're going to get to the news segment, and I'd like to cover what leaked because a lot of the information is game-related, which is interesting to talk about. And then we'll go from there, okay? All right, so first of all, today's my next to last streaming day of the week, consecutively, that is, because Thursday's my day off, okay? And so, let's go ahead and talk about yesterday's streams. Fair enough? So yesterday, full day of gameplay streaming, unlike Sunday, because, you know, on Sunday, it was a React day. But on Monday, we did double gameplay streams. The first stream was more Baldur's Gate 3, and the late stream was Street Fighter 6, attempting to play Master Rank with Dalsim, and I really mean that, attempting to play, and I'll explain in a moment. So, the Baldur's Gate 3 stream, I think it went well. Although, I'll be honest with you guys, I did feel like a lot of people who were on the stream were trying to push me in a certain direction that I didn't want to go in yet. I've had these established quests kind of sitting on the map. Go talk to this Carlock. Go to the Goblin camp. Go rescue the guy who's the leader of the Druids and stuff like that. And people were kind of telling me to go do that. And I was like, you know, but there's a lot of stuff we didn't really do. If you look at the map, there was an eastern part of the town where we didn't explore yet. And then there was a western part to the town that we didn't explore yet. All these kind of outer environments and things. And I kind of felt more like I just wanted to explore the areas I didn't touch upon yet before we moved on to these established quests that had been marked on the map. So that's what we did. And we went eastward, where we found a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, we found an assassin who we took care of. We found a woman who was trying to compose a song, and we helped her with that. We found a surprise attack of a group of harpies who mind-controlled my party and then continuously dodged 98% of the attacks I threw at them. It was one of the most frustrating fights I've ever seen in any RPG. And from what I'm to understand, that's pretty much how Baldur's Gate 3 plays. And I was very vocal in my criticism, stating I didn't like that. What's the point of playing a game if literally all your inputs are skipped because of bad dice rolls? It's really frustrating. And, you know, to me, I get it. Everything's supposed to be RNG, but it's...
But this motherfucker really just dig a thumb up his fucking nose to try and get some booger.
I didn't like that. What's the point of playing a game if literally all your inputs are skipped because of bad dice rolls? It's really...
I love as well. He won't interrupt his point. Not even a fucking thumb up his nostril to try and scoop out some sort of, like, hard-to-reach booger will stop him from making his point.
Frustrating, and, you know, to me, I get it. Everything's supposed to be RNG, but at some point, you have to feel like a level of enjoyment and accomplishment doing the combat of the game. And if you can have an entire fight where you literally can't hit an enemy because the game just gives you bad luck, I think that's terrible gameplay. I'm just being honest. Like, that's my criticism, and you can disagree, and that's fine. You don't have to agree with me, but I'm just telling you as a...
I mean, it's based off of Dungeons and Dragons, you know, Dungeons and Dragons. But you get what I'm saying? No, the whole point of that is it's luck-based. It is RNG. Isn't that the whole kind of premise of these games? Sometimes you get good rolls, sometimes you get bad rolls. Yes, there's skill involved to a degree. But also part of the challenge is luck. Part of the challenge is RNG. That's what sets it apart from these other kind of games. That's what makes it a unique experience. because you may not be able, you may not be able to do the thing you want to do because you don't get a good roll. And it's like Phil doesn't understand that concept of the game.
Lifelong gamer, someone who's played a zillion RPGs, I don't want to play a game where it feels like my input is just completely discredited, right? I've leveled up my characters a certain way, I have a certain build, now I want to utilize that. Now, oh, you did everything good, you have a great party, but by the way, miss. Now this arbitrary fight that should have basically been a normal fight takes 45 minutes because everything just missed for 15 minutes straight. Like, what? And that's how the game played. You know what I'm saying? So, it drove me nuts, all right? But we got it done. As a result of doing a bunch of side questing, I actually was rewarded with a really good reward. Basically, this group of tiefling children who are making like their own thieves guild befriended me. And now they're saying when you finally get to Baldur's Gate, so spoilers because the game keeps saying that. It keeps saying you're going to Baldur's Gate. I do think that that's kind of a spoiler. Like, who knows? Maybe in the game you never would have got there, but apparently we're getting there because everything in the game is alluding to this. Apparently when we get to Baldur's Gate, these kids are going to be starting their new guild, and they're going to befriend you and help you. So hopefully, after having doing like 3 side quests where I always help the kids, this will pan out later on in the game. Continuing on, after having explored basically the entire eastern part of the town, we went west. And west of the town, there was all this stuff. We ran into an old woman who apparently was actually a witch that we have to follow up with later. We found a bunch of combat and stuff on the road. We were heading north. We went to this goblin. Well, it wasn't really a goblin town. What it was a town that had been sacked, and the goblins were in it. So we went there, and we actually talked to the goblins and almost like, didn't really befriend them, but intimidated them to the point where they're not going to attack us. So we were able to explore the town freely, and we actually ran into a group of trolls, and through a series of speech checks, befriended the trolls, and now the trolls are actually...
Trolls. It finally happened. Phil made peace with the trolls, and he's now friends with all the trolls.
Burger.
Fantastic stuff. Who would have known the day would come when Phil befriends trolls? There's hope yet for Evil Agent Tevin.
Actually gonna come help us later in the game, which is pretty cool. Went into this basement where we found a bunch of hidden items, and through a series of challenges got a Necronomicon book. I don't know what we do with it yet, but we have it. And then we started heading north, and we're doing a few more things. I think we rescued a gnoll that was tied to a windmill, was being tortured by goblins, and we basically got the goblins out of there. And that was like the last thing that we did. We ran out of time. So basically 3 hours was very fun because we got to see so many various different things that are set up in this game for enjoyment, and we didn't do any major plot. And I hope people are okay with that. Some people didn't seem to be. They were all so pissed that I didn't go to this Carlock part of the map and do this mission. I'm like, but you gotta understand, it's the whole point of the RPG is to explore, and you play it at your own pace and you do your own stuff. I thought it was a great stream. I really enjoyed it, and I want to say the people who were there seemed to really, they were very helpful, very...
Yeah, I wonder why Phil really enjoyed the stream. Like, what particular reason could have Phil really enjoy that stream? Like, what one particular thing would have had that stream be enjoyable for good old DSP? What particular thing in general would have had that be an enjoyable streaming experience for Phil? Maybe it was $170, or is it somebody... Remember guys, Phil did not spend a penny on this game. He begged his audience to give him the game for free. And they did. And not only did Phil not have to spend a penny on the game, he's been given hundreds of dollars to keep fucking playing it. And when he's doing that, he's ignoring what his audience want him to do, because he'd rather go to the other side of the town and explore here and explore there and stall time and do all side content. And drag the fuck out this long ass game. It's just, I mean, I'm going to rewind it just so I don't miss anything, but yeah, this is... I wonder why Phil had a good time. Maybe it was all the fucking money that's been in front of him.
A great stream. I really enjoyed it, and I want to say the people who were there seemed to really, they were very helpful, very supportive, engaging. Everything was great yesterday on that stream, except for that harpy fight that really pissed me off. You know what I mean? So it was good, and I'm looking forward to more tomorrow, because again, remember, Baldur's Gate is the main stream now. Like, this is what you guys wanted, so this is the main featured game moving forward for the foreseeable future until new games start coming out, okay? So, great stream of that, and then last night, it was Street Fighter 6, and as I told you guys, the whole idea was to continue on with Street Fighter 6 for one more month, to give the game its flowers and its send-off. I know, give him its flowers. What a silly, stupid, memeable statement, right? But, yeah, basically I wanted to play it for one more month, because after this we're going to be focusing on Tekken 8. After Tekken 8, likely we will be going back to Street Fighter 6 for DLC characters, but we're not going to be playing it in any much the capacity that we've been doing in the last 6 to 7 months, where instead it's gonna be more, you know, maybe once a week thing, right? If that. So, I wanted to focus on this more. And we played on Friday, and it was much better. Like last week when we first did Master Rank with Dulcim, it was terrible. All of the connections were awful. Every match had lag spikes, dropped inputs, and it was just a nightmare. It wasn't fun to play. When I played on Friday, it was better. The connections overall were better. I was still dropping some inputs, but man, it was a better experience. And maybe that's a result, because it was Friday night, more people were playing, and because more people are playing, the player pool's bigger, so now the game is pulling better matches and connections. That very well could have been what it was. Last night was not enjoyable whatsoever. It was back to how it was last Monday. The matches were laggy as shit. You know, the average match that I played last night was mid 50 milliseconds, which is bad. When you're playing Street Fighter 6, on average, the matches used to be anywhere from 10 to 30 milliseconds, and they were outstanding. You know, 50 milliseconds is okay, but definitely not good enough for Dalsim. The problem with Dalsim is he's slow. He needs to set up a situation where he keeps you away. He needs to react to everything you're doing to keep you away and punish your mistakes. And in a situation where the opponent gets lucky, or maybe you make a mistake, you need to be able to get the opponent off of you. And herein lies the problem when you're playing at 50 milliseconds or higher with Dalsim. You can't do anything. When someone's in your face, you can't break a throw whatsoever. There were entire matches where people would just walk forward, throw. And I would literally, the moment on my television, I was ready for it, that I saw the animation of the throw, I would press it, still get thrown. It would never break the throw. Too delayed. Excuse me. If you can't throw break, okay, you're done. Now, in addition to that, certain characters, i.e. the top tiers, such as DJ, Cammy, Jury, Ken, they have non-stop rushdown. They can literally do these almost uninterruptible rushdown strings, then followed up by drive rushes that make them even more safe. And the only way you can really get out of that is a drive reversal, meaning you block it and you press forward plus 2 heavies and you break through the block. And they used to call it an alpha counter in the alpha series, but it's called a drive reversal in this game, okay? That's how you do it with Dalsim. Problem being, because the game is so laggy at 50 plus milliseconds, if someone's doing this rushdown and you do it, the game allows them to just sit there and block it, which should not happen. They should be committed to a move, and now you can be able to reverse it. 9 times out of 10, when I do my drive reversal, one of two things happens. Either it doesn't even give me the drive reversal. It'll say, oh, I just did drive impact. You never blocked and pressed forward in the heavies. You just did the heavies. No, I didn't. I did 2 directions. You're just a piece of laggy shit, and you didn't read my inputs properly. And that happened a lot. And the problem is you do one random drive impact by accident, whole game's done. Okay? Or they would drive rush and mash jab. And then I would do my drive reversal, and they would be able to block. In the real game, you can't really do that, okay? In the real game, if they're committing to an attack and you do drive reversal...
What do you mean in the real game, Phil? Based on what, exactly? What do you mean in the real game they can't fucking do that? You've not played a game once offline. You've not actually experienced a fucking gameplay experience, you know, you've not played anyone on as far as we can tell. You've not played a single person offline in the game. And yet you're still speaking like you're some sort of authority on this being a thing. What the hell are you talking about, Phil?
In the real game, you can't really do that, okay? In the real game, if they're committing to an attack and you do drive reversal, they're going to get hit by the drive reversal. The problem is online, it's rollback netcode. So when you're getting a connection, all right, that's 50 plus milliseconds. The game favors mashers. They can be doing jab, 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 and if they see drive reversal, they can just stop pressing jab, down, back, and the game will give them the block even though they're not supposed to have it, because the game rolls back to a safe state. It's trash. Rollback netcode has always been trash. It always will be trash because it just assumes things that aren't actually being input. It's bullshit. It's outright in a video we watched a couple months ago on my React show. The Cannon brother, I forget which one it is, if it's Tony or Tom, I always get them confused, and that's my fault. The Cannon brother who wrote rollback netcode outright explained it and admitted it's just guessing. It doesn't actually know what happened, but it guesses. And it gives you that outcome, and then it tries to catch up. So if you're just sitting there going jab, 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 it favors you. If you're just down backing, it favors you. But if you're the person reacting to something going on, you don't get the favorable outcome. So playing Dalsim, you always get the unfavorable outcome. While the person just walking up and going jab, 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 throw, jab, 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 throw, drive rush, jab, 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 throw, they always get the advantage with rollback netcode. So basically, unless you're going to get a great connection, which it's just not giving me at this point in master matches, it's pretty much unplayable, okay? And that's sad. I really like Dalsim. I know he's definitely a great character in this game. It's just that he needs to be played in a better environment than what this game provides now online. Now, perhaps
PC pick?
That's different on PC.
It is.
Because if you haven't noticed, the vast majority of people I'm playing at Master Rank are all playing on PC. It also says crossplay. Those are all PC players.
No, it's
so
not.
maybe on PC they figured out a way to tweak the game to lower their input delay or whatever it is, but I don't have that advantage. I don't have a gaming PC. I don't have...
But Phil, the crossplay does not just mean it's all PC. Some will be PC, I'm sure, but because you're on PS5, some might be Xbox. Some of those crossplay people are probably Xbox players and some are probably PC players. But because it says crossplay, it could mean Xbox as well. It depends on what platform you're on. If it falls on a PS5, so it says crossplay, it's either going to be Xbox or PC.
Have these tweaks in place, so I just got to put up with the fucking lag, and it's impossible. I'm telling you, it's impossible with Dalsim. It's just not fun. How is it that I can only play the game on certain days now? Right? Seriously. That's absolutely ridiculous. I can only play on Friday nights if I want to play with Dalcine, because that's the only day of the week where I'll get good enough connections to play with that particular character. Other days I gotta use other characters. What the fuck? This is so stupid, right? So here's the deal. I'm not gonna give up on Street Fighter 6, but at this point I think we gotta give Dalcine a little bit of a rest. Alright? I just don't see the point of any of this at all. Okay? So
this time the thumb was up the other nostril, digging profusely while we tried to scoop out whatever was in there. It actually seemed to break its concentration this time, where it focused on trying to scoop that out with its fucking wee thumbnail.
The point of any of this at all. Okay? So on Friday, I'm gonna switch back to Blanca. But on Friday, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a casual stream.
Who cares about casual fucking gameplay though? Phil, nobody wants to watch you play casual. There is no interest in it, there's no demand for it, for fuck's sake. Do it offline. Get your fucking warm up offline, and then Friday do some ranked gameplay.
Where it's gonna be casual play, where I try to get back with Blanca and get to a level now where I can play with him again, because I haven't used Blanca in months, right? I literally haven't played with Blanca in how many months? Geez, was it like September? Because I remember, or maybe it was late October. No, I think it was September. Because in October, wasn't I going from September, October, wasn't I using Honda and then Lily? So I don't think I've actually used Blanca in like 3 months, right? So I gotta get back to the level where I need to be good at the game again with this character that I really like. So Friday will be Friday Night Fights, casual play with Blanca, and then from there we'll try to bring Blanca back to ranked and we'll see how it goes. Okay? Fair enough? Okay, cool. So I'm not giving up on Street Fighter, but that was a really frustrating, disappointing, very much waste of time stream again. It's just stupid that depending on what day I play, I might actually have a better day and connections and play better. It's dumb. You shouldn't have a game. What the fuck does that even mean? Think about that. You can only play a video game on a certain day because other days the game is shit. Like, what? What world do we live in, right? It's crazy. Anyway, today we're doing completely the opposite. Today, it's a chill day. No frustrations, no nonsense. Today it's going to be RoboCop Rogue City here on this first stream. And we're in the end game now. You know, we're about 14 hours into the game, and people are saying, even if you do all the content, it's about 17 to 20 hours long. Now, I've missed a few missions. Every time that I go into one of these new chapters, I've essentially missed a mission or two. Because they are missable if you don't know where they are. So, you know, I don't know if that means that today we can beat the game or not. If we don't, arguably, we'll only need like maybe tops one more stream to beat it. I don't know if it would need a major stream or if we could actually beat it on like a 2-hour night stream. I guess we have to see how far we are by the end of today. Okay, and I know some of you have already either played this game or watched a playthrough of it, so you'll be able to tell me, you know, progress-wise, where exactly we are. So let's see. Let's see how that goes, and hopefully we'll make great progress, have a good chill time today, story advancement, but also maybe some side content. As always, I love playing this game because it has open worlds and chill environments where we can interact and relax and talk, but then sometimes we get wrapped up in big story elements. Like that's what happened last time is first there was a big showdown in a factory where we fought, well, not a factory, a warehouse, where we fought a bunch of robots, and then we had to do a prison break where we fought a bunch of prisoners and then a bunch of like private mercenaries. It was crazy. It was like so much combat, and I'm like, wow, it was very different than the stream before where it was open world missions and stuff. So I'm excited. I don't know. So I need to know, is there a completion percentage in the game? I have absolutely no idea. I don't think we've seen that. We could look, but I don't think there is. Maybe I'm wrong. You know, the game, I compare it to Deus Ex in a lot of ways. And I don't even remember if Deus Ex had like a completion percent. I don't think it did, right? But I'm excited for the stream. I hope you guys are too. I hope you will stick around after this podcast ends and hang out with me for RoboCop. Okay? Then tonight on the late stream, it's Like a Dragon Gaiden. And if you want to talk about a flip, we're not doing side content tonight. We've been doing so much side content in Like a Dragon Gaiden that tonight I want to solely focus on story, okay? I want to just get a bunch of story progression, even if that means 2 straight hours of it. We'll see. But, man, we need to because we've been doing so much grinding. We've been doing Coliseum fights with these AI-controlled characters, right? We've been doing open world, going through Sotenbori and looking for missions and doing fights in the streets and taking out gangs and looking for items and opening lockers and solving mysteries and doing all this stuff. And that's all well and good. But at some point, we need to have some kind of major progress in this game to advance to the next part. In fact, we've hit a part where now there's missions that we can do, but we can't do them until we advance to the next part of the story. Like it's locked behind the time of day. And we've been stuck at night for like 10 hours, right? So we needed to advance to daytime again. So tonight, it's all about the story. I hope you will join me tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, right here on DSP Gaming for advancement with Like a Dragon Gaiden, okay? Then, tomorrow, the final consecutive streaming day of the week, it will be more Baldur's Gate 3, which again, I'm excited for. We'll continue on exploring. I'll be talking about feedback, because I'm getting a lot of feedback. You know, I'm reading all the video comments on the ball.
Hey, there's a couple right there. We can take off comment and feedback.
Burger.
5 in a row. That's concerning.
That first bingo of the day, fucking yaldy, hooray for that and all that jazz. Let me just hit this random button on my soundboard.
Shut the fuck up, Philip. You want me to beat your ass?
Get out of here, Philip!
I will eat your sweater vest for dinner.
Always been a fucking douche.
Yeah, D-Dog sent me that, so I thought I'd throw it straight onto the soundboard. There's a particular clip of someone telling Phil to shut up.
Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough, and there's a lot of interesting ones. People have different takes on stuff, and so tomorrow I'll address some of that stuff in the gaming that we'll do of it, because some people are like, oh, you should have rested, you should have done this. I want to talk to the audience about it and get their take on it. So that'll be tomorrow, and then tomorrow night will be Modern Warfare 3. But really, I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Do you guys want to see me do another stream of dual Renettis and messing around with different loadouts, or do you want to see me do Warzone again? I'm down for either. I feel like either is fine. Some nights the multiplayer is better than others because it really depends on map selection and stuff like that. So one night you might have a crazy, oh my god, I'm going crazy, kill streaks, score streaks, going wild, singing, going crazy. And then another night might not be as good because it's a bunch of maps where it doesn't really lend to that kind of gameplay. Warzone, again, I'm okay with. Last time we played Warzone, I made top 3. So I'm okay with Warzone as well. But I'll probably do a poll, and we'll see what you guys want tomorrow, okay? So that's tomorrow night, and then I'm not here Thursday. When I come back on Friday, it'll be more Baldur's Gate 3 and Friday Night Fights, where I'll finally go back to Blanca for the first time in months. I'll probably watch some Blanca tech videos, which I haven't watched also in months. And try to get back up to speed with the character, and then Friday night will be casual play with Blanca, trying to get good with him again, and then possibly, you know, going back to Master. And then Saturday's the big one. It's the big Christmas Marathon event. All right, so I actually have a couple of announcements in regards to the Christmas Marathon event. Number one, we know what the members game will be, because the members have spoken. There it is. Good. Wow, that's really good. Okay, so the members have spoken. The members have nominated The Grinch Christmas Adventures as the game that will be played on Saturday. Pretty pertinent. It's supposedly only a 3-hour-long game, okay? It is a action platformer where you play as the Grinch, stealing the presents from Whoville, solving puzzles, and doing stuff like that, okay? Apparently people are saying it's actually genuinely pretty good. The only problem...
People are saying, burp. What the hell? What a badly timed burp. People are saying burp.
Presents from Whoville, solving puzzles and doing stuff like that, okay? Apparently people are saying it's actually genuinely pretty good. The only problem is that it's way overpriced. The game is essentially 3 hours long.
He was given $200 yesterday in tips. He better not be trying to beg for this game.
And it costs $40. The game came out in October, okay? So the thing is, most people didn't buy it. However, right now, it's going on sale everywhere but PlayStation. I want you to think about this. On PlayStation, the game is $40. But if you buy it physically, you can get it right now for $25. The problem is you can't buy it physically and have it ship in time for Saturday. It would come like in January. So obviously, I can't do it that way, all right? But here on Xbox Live, they've discounted the game to $28. So at least in that regard, it's not as expensive, and I think that's what I'm going to do. So that game will be played. I'll buy that and install it and have it done by the end of the week here. That game will be played during the Christmas Marathon. Now, since it's only 3 hours long, we'll probably play for about an hour during the Christmas Marathon. And if you guys enjoy it, right? If you guys like the game, we could just simply do like a late night stream later on this month, maybe right after Christmas, to actually beat the game. Why not? I bought it, and it'll be silly fun, right? It doesn't have to be anything too serious. It'll be festive for the holiday, so maybe we'll actually beat it. I guess we'll see. But anyway, that's the game that the members have selected. What's the other game that I'm going to play during the Christmas Marathon? Well, you're going to determine that, because the poll is now live. If you type !Christmas into the chat, or if you check the community tab of the channel right now, it's only like a post or two back, you'll find a poll. 5 games are in contention. The games are as follows. Wait. I'll bring it up, because I forgot one of them. I actually forgot the first game in the poll.
Dumbass.
Okay, the games are as follows. Phasmophobia, Mario Maker 2, Evil West, RimWorld, and Disco Elysium. Out of those games, I clearly know what 3 of them are. I don't really know what 2 of them are. So, RimWorld, I've never even heard of. I don't know what the hell that is. Disco Elysium, everyone's told me to play it over the years, but I don't even know what it is. I've never paid attention to it. Evil West is that game from last year that I actually was going to play in the fall, but people urged me not to and to do other stuff instead, so I never played it. People say it's okay. It's not like amazing, but it's not bad. It's kind of like those middle-of-the-road games. That was a decent game, but a lot of people glossed over it because it came out during the fall when there was all these other AAA games out, so that's why I never played it. Mario Maker 2, we all know. I played it when it was new on the Switch. The appeal of Mario Maker 2 to me would be if it gets voted in, we could just go right into the online created matches or created levels and search right for Christmas. And for like an hour, we can play like 10, 20 Christmas levels, right? And see what people have come up with Christmas themed stuff over the many years that Mario Maker 2 has been out. Because now it's been years, right? Like how many years has that game been out? 4 or 5 years or something like that?
I think Phil has a favourite here. So
there's likely quite a lot of levels that have been made over the years that are Christmas themed. So that could be fun. Now, Phasmophobia, I was supposed to play on Halloween. I had it all lined up. And I was totally supposed to play this game. And it never happened because I got sick. And so the Halloween Marathon didn't happen. All right? I don't really know that much about Phasmophobia, but besides, it's a horror game that has like unique elements to it. That's literally all I know about it.
Sorry, Phil said unique. We have another one to tick off on the board.
Burger. 5 in a row. That's concerning.
We are 1, 2, 3, 4. We're technically 5. There's 6 spaces left, but technically we're 5 away because we have a free space already because of Phil snorting up a storm.
So, if that gets voted in, I guess I'd be okay with that. We were already supposed to play it 2 months ago, and I guess we'll finally get to see it. Now, is that Christmas themed? No. Absolutely not. But maybe it'll be good for variety to have like a spooky game for an hour and see if it's truly scary or not. I don't know. Right? And I would play that on my mini PC. I would actually have my mini PC get set up, and first time in months I'd get it working and play Phasmophobia. Hopefully it works with a controller, because that's how I would play it. Okay? So those are the games in the running. Now, this poll hasn't even been live for a day yet, just to let you guys know. Over 1,100 votes already. That's a lot of votes for less than 24 hours. Right now, it's close between Phasmophobia and Mario Maker 2. It's only about a 5% voting differential. So if you do the math, it's about 50 votes. About 50 votes are determining between Mario Maker 2 and Phasmophobia. Third place is Disco Elysium, but that's way behind. I'm not even kidding you, about 20% behind. So you would basically need about 200, 300 more people to vote for that game to even get it up to the levels of the other games. So right now, it looks like...
Oh, did I miss Phil saying variety? My bad.
Burger. 5 in a row. That's concerning.
Oh, and give me a second here. I think Mr. wants to have a wee rant about Mario Maker, so let's see what Mr. wants to say about Mario Maker. Alright, Mr. How you doing? Mr. Oh, they are. Sorry, that's quiet for a while. Sorry. On you go.
If I recall correctly, Mario Maker doesn't technically have a search function where you can simply type in whatever keyword you want and get a bunch of results.
I've never played it. I've got no idea. You'd think though there should be a way to find these things though. So I don't know.
That will amongst other things, that will disappoint Phil. And the other thing, I really hope he gets the horrible levels, the ones that absolute pieces of shit make.
Oh, you mean those impossible levels where you need to get every single... Yeah, that you gotta get every input spot on or you die, like look at perfect
It's difficult to describe, you have to see it to believe it.
I've seen a couple of them in the past where it's like you get to, everything needs to be done perfectly and spot on or you fail the whole thing. Yeah. Like those ones look terrible. I mean, they're kind of nice to look at when someone finishes them and completes it, but they look a nightmare to do. Those ones.
They are. I haven't played very many, and I've certainly made a few, but yeah, he has no idea what's coming. He just picked a game off his list at random.
But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things.
I pray that he will pick Mario Maker, just in the hope of seeing some salt.
I mean, it could yield some salt for sure, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's one of those things. He seems to clearly lean towards it. He was very eager about the game and the ideas and all. We can do Christmas themed levels because it's Christmas. He was very eager about that. So I feel like he's trying to influence his audience into voting for that. But yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see obviously what wins the fucking poll. Yeah.
He has no idea what's coming with Mario Maker, and it would do better for him to avoid.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, that's could be it, yeah. It probably, I mean, cause he wants it, he seems to want it more than the most, I think it probably will win, but I guess time will tell. I think it's like a few days. I mean, I assume it's going to be a short poll. We'll probably fucking announce the results on Friday because the special marathon's on Saturday, so...
I genuinely do not think that he cares about any of the games on the list. He just picked them off at random.
Well, the ones that were most voted for. That's, I mean, this is not a members vote, but this is like the general vote. So these were apparently the top 5 games that had the most requests from all the posts or whatever, and he just picked these 5, and now it's going to a vote to see which one's going to win. So I guess time will tell.
Oh yeah, I'll be clocking out now. Have a good one.
Anyways, man, catch you later, man. Cheers.
Phasmophobia and Mario Maker 2 are going to be the ones in contention, but it could flip. I mean, right now it's less than 24 hours. There's many of you who watch my stuff. Go over and vote on this poll. Do not, not let your voice be known. Be sure to vote on this poll, and probably Friday, I'll close it. We'll probably announce Friday morning the results, so that way I can, buy and install the game if I need to. If it's Mario Maker 2, I already own it. I bought it digitally, so I can just re-download it and just get it back on my Switch, and we can do those created levels. If it's Phasmophobia, I'd have to buy it and get it. And I think it was like, what, like $15 or $20 or something like that? It wasn't super expensive. I remember back on Halloween. So, quite frankly, I'm okay with either of those. If either of those win, that's fine. I wouldn't have any problems with either of those games winning. Let's see how it goes, but be sure to vote. Again, do not forget to vote. Let your voice be known. Exercise your right. No, this is not me trying to get you to vote for, like, politics. This is me trying to get you to vote for a video game for Christmas. It's much more important. Okay? So please do so. All right. So on Saturday, what are we doing? It's a Christmas marathon all day long here on DSP Gaming. It's festive holiday fun. There's going to be a level 1 podcast. There's going to be a schedule update where I'm going to go through all the game releases of January, February, March, and onward. And I'm going to outline them for you with all the ones that I'm interested in, so that we can get a general idea of the schedule of games coming out and figure out what I'm going to play. Okay? We're going to be doing a tier maker ranking classic and popular holiday movies and specials. Okay? In addition to that, we're going to be doing 2 games, which we already said, The Grinch and whatever other game wins this viewer's choice style poll. Okay? In addition to that, there's going to be food.
Hooray, food talk.
Burger. 5 in a row. That's concerning.
Very strong card. We only need 3. As things stand, we only need 3 more things to happen.
Festive feasting with Phil, where I'm going to order some food and we're going to get it delivered, and I'm going to eat the meal here live with all of you and taste test it and tell you what I think. In addition to that, there's going to be booze and festive holiday attire. So I'll be switching clothes during the day. I have all these different holiday sweaters I'll be wearing, holiday hats, and I'm going to buy some liquor this week, probably some eggnog and probably 1 or 2 other things to alternate.
Gin! Oh my god, he's drinking gin. I'm going to 1.5 speed because he bores me greatly.
And drink over the course of the marathon. No, it's not going to be, people need to contribute to see me drink. I'm just going to be drinking casually over the course of the day as I see fit. Okay? And then, at the end of the day, after all that stuff is done, to close the show, I'm going to be having a festive holiday dessert that I bought. It is something international. It's something I've heard of a million times, but I've never actually tried. So it's going to be something brand new that I've never had before, okay? And it just gets to the point where it's so frustrating. This should be an absolutely fun and great event. I'm excited for it. I hope that you guys are too. The Christmas annual event continues this Saturday, the 23rd. And you might say, well, why are you doing it on the 23rd? That's not Christmas, right? Well, listen. I'm not dumb. I know that all of you have friends and family, and you've probably got stuff to do, both on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Why would I hold my annual holiday marathon on the days you're going to be busy? I want people to show up, so I'm going to do it on that Saturday, and hopefully a lot of you can show up for it. Even if you can just come by for like 5 minutes, right? But if you can come by for longer, then that's great. If you can only show up at the beginning, if you can only show up at the end, if you can show up for a chunk in the middle, we're going to be doing a variety of stuff all day long. You don't even know what I'll be doing when you show up because I'm doing so much, right? It's going to be a great show, and I certainly hope that you will join me for it all day Saturday. I'm absolutely sure this is going to be a day of positivity. Likely there's going to be some gifted memberships because, first of all, I'm gifting 10 memberships. I have the ability to give memberships out on my channel 10 a month, and I'm going to be gifting all 10 memberships out this coming Saturday, okay? But I guarantee you there's going to be festive vibes, and probably people will be coming by to support, and maybe there'll be more gifted memberships to the community that day as well. Probably will have good attendance all that day, I would think. So come on by. The holiday marathon this Saturday. I'm very excited. Hope you guys are too. Now, I will be here on Sunday for Christmas Eve, but that's just going to be for a podcast and for my react show, and that's it. It's going to be a festive version of DSP versus the Internet. The vast majority of clips likely are going to be holiday themed that are submitted, and it'll be the one thing I do on Christmas Eve. I'm not doing a late stream because that night I'm going to actually get food with my wife. We're going to relax. We're going to watch some Christmas shows and stuff together, and then we're spending all day of Christmas together. It's my 1 day a week where I can unplug. I don't have to work. I don't have to go grocery shopping. I don't have to run errands. I don't have to go to appointments. Instead, I get to just sit around and spend the day with my wife. We're actually going to cook a couple meals together. We're going to have breakfast and dinner together. But we're also going to be playing with Jasper and doing other things, watching shows, probably having a few drinks. It's going to be a good day for us, all right? So, yeah, the 1 day a year I actually get to do that. I'm very excited for that. But then when I come back on Tuesday, it'll be back to business. Baldur's Gate 3 and probably either RoboCop that night if it looks like we can finish the game. If not, maybe some Call of Duty, right? Or it could be Like a Dragon. And then Wednesday, it'll be more Baldur's Gate 3. And again, one of these late night streams. We have to play it by ear because if I can finish RoboCop, I want to finish RoboCop. I think we should wrap it up. So we'll see exactly what I can play then, depending. If it doesn't look like we'll finish RoboCop with a day stream, then likely instead we'll do like a Dragon and maybe some Call of Duty. And then later on in the week, we'll try to finish it at the end of the month, you see? Okay. So there you go. Very nice. I hope that you all are excited very, very much for the stuff coming up this week. It should be very good. And then, of course, after that, the next thing coming up is my year-end series. My year-end series always take place around the first week of January. Sometimes they get pushed to the second. It depends on timing. But they include 2 things. Number 1, Game of the Year awards. My personal pick for the best games of the year. Number 2, my most disappointing games of the year countdown, where I outline games, not necessarily that are the worst of the year, but the games that I really wanted more from, and they disappointed me, okay? But this year we're doing a 3rd series that's brand new, the Viewer's Choice Best Playthrough of the Year. You get to exercise your opinion on what was your favorite playthrough of 2023 right now. Type exclamation point, best of 2023, into the chat. The link will pop up. In that link, you can post up what you thought were the best playthroughs of the year. And similar to how we just did with the Christmas games, at the end of this month, I'm going to tally up the most nominated games, and you guys are going to vote probably like a top 10 of your favorite playthroughs, all right? Now, the funny part about this, you might say, well, I don't understand what's the difference between this and Game of the Year. Well, it's very different. For example, there very well may be games that you enjoyed seeing me play that I'm not going to nominate for Game of the Year. Like, maybe you really like me playing Modern Warfare. Well, I ain't nominating that for Game of the Year, but maybe you should nominate it for your favorite playthrough, right? What about a game that I'm just recently playing, like RoboCop or Baldur's Gate 3 or something like that? Hey, even though I'm only playing it right now, it still might be your favorite playthrough of the year, and you might want to nominate it, you see? So, please do so. And I'm excited to see what you guys nominate, and at the end of the month, we'll get that going, and we'll have the year-end series early January, okay? Cool. All right, so that's what I've got on the agenda stacked up here for you all. I hope this sounds great. I'm excited for this week. I think this week's going to be a good combination. Baldur's Gate 3 progress, other fun stuff mixed in, the holiday event, which I'm very excited for. Like, good stuff coming up, right? I'm really excited. All right, so that's that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I think it is time for us to get to the hot topic. It's time for DSP News, and it's time to talk about the Insomniac League. So I've already told you the general skinny, right, of what's going on. However, what I feel like I should do here is talk about the specifics of the leak, all right?
And this involves his phone. So this is phone stuff.
So first of all, a ton of game assets. So for example, they showed all these pre-production videos, screens, and everything about Wolverine. And basically, from what I saw, because I'm not watching a lot of it, I really don't want to watch a lot of it, because what you have to understand is when you go and you look at this stuff, this is pre-production stuff. This is not the final game. This is a work in progress. You don't even know how far...
I'm waiting for Phil to admit he's using his phone to look this up or whatever. You know, I'm kind of waiting for him to hint at this. Because he was waiting for this particular news segment so he could fucking basically open up his phone and read the details from his fucking phone. I'm waiting to... And if he says it, or we see that phone, if we see that phone as well, I'm taking it.
Far along into production, the stuff that's leaked is, right? This could have been stuff from very early on. Hey, there could be stuff that they were doing yesterday. Who knows? But, you know, it's not representative of what the final product's going to be, right? I mean, any movie that you see today doesn't look like how it finally comes out at the end. There's tons of work and effort and everything, editing, effects, you know, sound. Everything has to happen to make that movie look good at the end product, right? So, from what I saw, basically what this Wolverine game's going to be, is there going to be traversal? Yeah, but it's not like Spider-Man. He has to use his claws. So he's climbing buildings by going patunk with his claws, right, to climb up the side of a building. He can get into holes and ledges and windows and stuff that way. When he crawls inside, he basically goes into what's like an investigation mode. Now, for those who've watched the old X-Men cartoons from the 1990s, or maybe those of you who used to actually read the comic books, what you would know is that the Wolverine that's portrayed in the movies literally is not the Wolverine from that world. You know what I mean? Like, Wolverine is supposed to be a hunter, a tracker, a vicious guy who's like a wild animal. That's why he's fucking called Wolverine, right? Yes, he's a badass, but I think what they've done is they stylized him for the movies to turn Hugh Jackman into like the ultimate kind of badass guy. No nonsense, indestructible, bad attitude. Yeah, he has all that, but he actually has a more animalistic tendencies, right? So in this game, supposedly, you're actually going to use your abilities to track things. And actually, one of the things they show is like, oh, there's a glowing object. You investigate it, and by investigating the object, you basically become like a detective mode. So now you can get the scent. So now you can follow that scent through the building to try to find where that person went, or wherever it is. You don't know what you're tracking. You're just looking at pre-production gameplay. This is probably just them testing gameplay elements, right? So much like Spider-Man has spider sense, right? And he's going to track things because he's using his spider sense. Well, Wolverine's going to use his tracking sense, which makes sense. That's actually part of his abilities in the comics. But they never really seen that in the movies. They don't show that because you want to see fucking Hugh Jackman sniffing people's asses in the ground. You know what I mean? Oh, it wasn't you. You ate beans. Oh, well, man, you really like menthol, right? Like, no, he's not going to be doing that in the movie. But it makes sense for him to be doing that in the game. You know, there's gameplay elements here, right?
That is borderline clown mode, but I'm going to let it slide.
So what's funny is they're showing this online, and people are like ripping the game a new ass. Oh, this looks terrible. This is what they came up with. Wow, it looks just like Spider-Man. Wow, I can't believe this is what Insomniac is making. And it's like, first of all, you don't understand. This is pre-production. This is their initial ideas and how to implement them. This is not the entirety of the game and what it's going to be. This is just a part of it, right? So that just makes me look at it. I'm like, how can you can't judge the game by what's leaking. You know what I'm saying? You can get some initial ideas about what the game elements might be, but you can't judge it like that's the game. It's not the game. It's just not, and it's not fair to judge a game by development leak. You know what I mean? I see it and I'm like, I actually find promise in that. I say, oh, so what they're doing is they're finding a way to adapt the character of Wolverine from the comic lore and turn him into a fun-to-play gameplay character. He's not just going to run around cutting everyone up the entire game. There's going to be platforming, there's going to be investigation, and there's going to be this kind of tracking element and stuff like that. That's good. I want variety of gameplay. I don't want it to just be Wolverine fighting the entirety of the game. I think it would actually get quite boring. So This is a good thing, in my opinion, right? But no, these idiots will see this footage. Oh, it's terrible. See, this is an indication this game's gonna trash. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, this is not an indication of that. This is an indication that you're an asshole. You don't understand game development, right? So anyway, that's just one of the many things that leaked. And the thing is, I'm of the impression, you know, I don't want to entertain these leaks. What I mean by that is they're out there. Right now, you can find a ton of game assets of Wolverine. You can find out a ton about this game now because these hackers leaked it all over the internet. But I don't want to participate in that. You know, I saw a little bit. What can I do? I'm going to eventually see some of it. It's going to be on social media. There's nothing you can do about it, right? But I don't want to sit there researching it and now looking at every piece of development of this game and judging it like an asshole from the outside, even though you don't know how far along in development this stuff is that's leaking. I also don't want to spoil myself. As you guys know, I'm someone who, if I'm interested in a game, I don't want to do research on it first. I want to play it at face value for what it is when it comes out. I feel like if I sit there and I research a game early, and I find every little thing out about the game early, you've kind of done yourself a disservice, right? Like, for example, in Spider-Man 2, okay? We already knew Venom was in the game, but what if we didn't? Can you imagine if no one knew Venom was going to be in that game, and then all of a sudden it's a surprise appearance near the end of the game, and the whole final act is Venom? I think that would have been better. But these game developers a lot of times spoil their own games. I don't like that. I would rather play it from its own merits and enjoy it on its own merits, right? So I'm not going to go into these leaks and spoil myself, but if you choose to, all right, go for it. If you want to research, if you want to find the information, it's on there. All right, it's all over the internet. But what I will talk about is that one of the things that's been leaked is this development roadmap for Insomniac. Now, I just want to make this clear. Development roadmaps are general guidelines and intentions. They are not necessarily concrete plans. We know this for a fact because the roadmap leaked earlier this year for Xbox. If you remember, Xbox Studios accidentally uploaded their outdated development roadmap to a court server. Remember they were having the big court battle about the Activision Blizzard, takeover or whatever, the buyout. They accidentally put this stuff that wasn't supposed to be there on a public server for everyone to see. And basically, that was a roadmap that revealed things like they're remaking Fallout 3, they're remaking Fallout 4. This game is in development you didn't even know about, right? And we're like, oh shit. So it spoiled a lot, right? So this roadmap for Insomniac, here's the development roadmap that has been spoiled. This is not necessarily fact. This is maybe intention or wishful thinking, but this is not necessarily fact. So first of all, supposedly the next game that they're going to have and come out with is a Venom-centric game in 2025. Now, that's not very far-fetched at all, because if you played Spider-Man 2, you would know that Venom is a playable character in the game, just not for very long. You only play as Venom basically for one chapter, okay? And the combat is incredibly fun. Remember how I was abusing the system? I found a move that's basically uninterruptible. I just kept doing it over and over because I broke the game because that's what I do basically. But yeah, it was fun, and you felt very powerful playing as Venom when you did. So I could see this as a quick asset flip. They take the already established Venom character that they developed for Spider-Man 2, and instead they flesh this out to be a full-fledged game where you play as Venom the whole game and you get different abilities, and maybe this is an opposite side. Maybe you're fighting Spider-Man. Maybe you're fighting other Marvel heroes. You're the villain. That could be pretty cool, I feel. I don't know if that's what it's going to be, or maybe it's the redemption story of Venom. Now Venom becomes a hero, because in the comics that's what happens. At first Venom starts out as a villain, but basically Eddie Brock gets control of the symbiote. He controls it now, and he sees the error of his ways, originally giving power over to the symbiote and letting it eat people and do messed up stuff. So now he becomes a hero. And actually, he teams up with Spider-Man many times to fight other symbiote creatures like Carnage and his offspring, okay? So maybe that's what it'll be. We don't know. But that makes sense to me. Like, 2023 is over, right? They're likely not coming out with a game in 2024. So if their next game that's going to come out is 2025, yeah, I could absolutely see them doing a whole Venom-based good guy game or something like that in 2025, for sure. So then what they're saying is Wolverine's going to come out in 2026, which also I think would make sense. They're not going to come out with two giant games in 1 year, so maybe Venom is first as more of an asset flip, but expansion upon what you did in Spider-Man 2, and that'll give them more time to finish up, polish, and release Wolverine in 2026. So then supposedly the new Spider-Man game will be in 2028, but I think really the big one that everyone's shocked at, well, I would say two. First of all, they are making another Ratchet & Clank, supposedly. This is at least on their agenda of games that they want to make, and they're aiming for a 2029 release window for a new Ratchet & Clank game. Now, listen, all right, I do have some stuff to say about this, okay? Ratchet & Clank, what the hell was it even called? The one for PS5. I can't even remember what the name of it was, right? I really don't. I don't remember what the name of it was. It was the game was good, the graphics were good, but man, the gameplay was boring. I'm sorry, like, it started off good, and once you get halfway through the game, you've essentially unlocked all the weapons, and then the game just becomes really it's just a standard action platformer. The whole second half of the game, there's not that much interesting going on. It really feels like it kind of loses its steam, right? And by the time that I finished the game, I was kind of like, meh. And it was funny because a lot of people were like, how could you not love that game? Don't you see how revolutionary it was? I was like, it was not. Like, that game literally could have been on PS3 or PS4, maybe without walking through the portals or whatever. But outside of that, it was pretty much an on-pace Ratchet & Clank platformer. It didn't really innovate. It didn't really blow me away. It just felt like Ratchet & Clank. You know, a lot of people disagree with me, but I just don't think it was that good, right? So the fact that they're making another Ratchet & Clank for 2029 makes me wonder what it's going to be. Because, yes, that game sold, but if you want to know the truth, the reason that Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart sold is because it was a PS5 exclusive. And there just aren't a lot of those. Here's a game that's only going to be on PS5. You have to have a PS5 to play it. Everyone who owned a PS5 bought it to play the exclusive, so it sold well. If it wasn't, it probably wouldn't have done that well. Just being honest, I don't think it would have.
He's so boring.
So, for me, I'm interested to find out like what this new one will be. Because what else could you do with that formula? Honestly, like what else can you do with Ratchet and Clank? I don't know if you could do anything innovative. It's just kind of like that's an era of game from like PS2, PS3 era, right? And it did well for that time. But I feel like that gameplay style is kind of outdated. Switch between weapons and each one has a little gimmick to it. Do some grinding, you know, platforming stuff. It's just not that interesting anymore. We've played it a million times now for various franchises. Even Ratchet and Clank, hell, has had a million outings. So I don't know. Of all the things on the release schedule, this leaked roadmap, this is the one that kind of makes me scratch my head. Like, why are they making another one? Like, should have just left it, right? But I don't know. Maybe they want to do it. But anyway, the one that I think shocks everyone, because I don't think anyone knew this was happening. Supposedly, they're making X-Men. They're going to actually make an X-Men game, and that's supposed to come out in 2030. So we have a long time to wait, you know, 6 years. But if it really does come out, the X-Men game comes out and it's good, right? That could be interesting. X-Men hasn't been around for a while. Like, the X-Men movies are pretty much done, right? Like, they kind of ran them into the ground. The last couple didn't do so well. So I would be excited to see if they could actually make a really good X-Men game. Because what you could do is you could have a cross-in between the Wolverine game and X-Men, bring in other X-Men. Maybe you could have a crossover where Spider-Man and Venom show up. Because you could have the Marvel game universe, the MGU, where all these Marvel game characters can cross over into each other's games and have cameo appearances and things. That would be pretty cool. And if Insomniac has done such a great job with Spider-Man, which they have, those Spider-Man games have been outstanding, I think that they could handle it, all right? But the problem here is they just had an insane leak. And I hate to say it, but the data that leaked, it's not just this game data that leaked. It's all their employees' private data. They could be sued into oblivion and go out of business. It could happen. If this employee information is used to do malicious things, and these employees say, well, this is the company's fault, they had a legal responsibility to protect our information, they didn't do it, right? They could sue them. And then if they get sued, that could be the end of that company. Because I don't believe that company would have enough assets to pay off all of their employees in a giant settlement. I don't believe that. I think that, you know, I don't know. Now, the thing is, people say, well, no employee would sue them. You say that now. But what if someone's personal data leads to them losing everything, right? What if they get impersonated? What if their financials are ruined? You know, what if they get harassed? I mean, yeah, this is giant. You have to understand. So I'm very curious what's going to happen in this regard. You know, data breaches happen all the time. And typically what ends up happening is nothing. Meaning, the data that leaks doesn't amount to anything. No one gets hurt. And then what ends up happening is the company responsible will say, oh, just as a show of good faith, what we're going to do is we're going to give you a year of free identity protection monitoring. And if anything does happen, let us know and we'll hire professionals to try to clean it up or something like that. But in this case, it's literally the whole company. This is not, oh, you know, all the data apparently is online, which is fucked. That's fucked up. You know, it's one thing, okay, the game assets. It's another thing to actually take people's personal lives and hold them for ransom. And I think that's where the heinousness of this crime comes into play. That this is not some troll. You know, this is not the kid who hacked the GTA 6 server to put the data out on the internet for the game. This is criminals who are actually trying to hurt the employees of Insomniac in order to extort this company out of money. Yeah, I think it was a $2 million ransom is what they were demanding, right? So, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's bad. And I'm sure we're going to have more information moving forward about this, okay? That's really all I have to say about it today. I mean, the data about the games is interesting, but I don't really want to harp on people's private information being leaked all over the internet. I've personally had this happen to me many times, and it's terrible, you know? So, okay, one more thing, because there is one more other story. Are you aware? Get this. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, a game that released 12 days ago, and I opted to not play. Are you aware that this game has already been heavily discounted and is being sold for $50 everywhere? And chances are people are actually suspecting that the price will drop even further by the end of the year. And what's hilarious is that Avatar was supposed to be the first $70 release from Ubisoft. They haven't been charging $70 for their games up to this point. And originally, they were thinking that it was going to be Skull and Bones that was going to be the first $70 release. But then everyone realized, well, Skull and Bones is going to suck. Everyone says it's terrible. So no one's going to pay 70 bucks for that. So they said, oh, instead, let's try that with Avatar. Well, apparently no one bought it. Have you ever heard of a game within 2 weeks of its release dropping by a third of its price tag? So I don't think anyone bought this game. It sounds to me like this game is a monstrous flop. Why else would every single company be discounting its price by $20? They're trying to sell the game they thought it would have sold, and it didn't sell at all. So everyone's slashing prices. So if you're interested in actually playing the Avatar game, I would recommend maybe holding out another week or two, and you might actually get a really good deal on it by, like, the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like it's going to keep dipping. I couldn't imagine that the price would stay. Probably what happened is they'll see through Christmas how it sells, and if it doesn't sell well for the Christmas holiday, they'll probably drop it another 20 bucks. I wouldn't be surprised if this game's a $30 game by, like, 2024, you know, within a month of its release. So there you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is DSP News for today. Hope you enjoyed the segment. Let's now get to shout-outs.
Burger.
5 in a row. That's concerning. Hold on. 'Tis the season for lots of junk mail. Get this out of here. 'Tis the season for your spam filter to be overloaded with spam emails. That is true. That is very true right now. First contribution of the day. Now, by the way, I need.
Hold on a second. I can't ignore that. I cannot ignore that. I will not ignore that.
Out of here. 'Tis the season for your spam filter to be overloaded.
I mean, damn, his hand is just out of reach. Sadly. It's a shame that hands are short, but come on. Oh my gosh, hold on. I could not ignore this. 6 million is an interesting number, isn't it? 6 million. Let me do the best I can with this. So let me just trim it there. And I have the website handy and ready to go. Let's see how this looks. There it is. I'm going to immediately send that to my members so they can have some fun with that and come up with some creative things. Their imagination far surpasses mine with some of the things they can make Phil do with that sort of pose.
Spam emails. That is true. That is very true right now. First contribution of the day. Now, by the way, I didn't even bring this up today yet, okay? As you know, I'm a crowdfunded individual.
He nearly forgot his begment. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? Phil neglected his begment, and yet he still has contributions to read out. Therefore, his audience didn't need to be told about the fucking begment. His audience did not require the begment because they were giving him money regardless of the begment happening. It didn't happen, the begment didn't happen, and they still gave him money, they still gave him contributions, which means Phil can shut the fuck up about asking for fucking contributions and doing his regular fucking begment. Barrett Wells, I've not clicked your link yet, but I know what it is. I know what that link is. I recognise those numbers. I recognise those digits. You do not underestimate how familiar I am with that fucking particular URL for that YouTube short. Let's enjoy it together.
Jesus! Alright, so ladies and gentlemen. 6 million. 6 million. That's a pretty interesting number, isn't it? 6 million. Well, guess what? You're wrong. It didn't happen. You're making it up. Right? You make that shit up. No, how about this? Banned. Gone. Forever. Because I don't put up with your fucking bullshit.
Now that was good. Now that was a fucking good one.
The bar's being raised.
Some say that particular amazing back-breaking laugh is what put Steve the Dead in hospital in the first place. Steve the Dead laughed so hard he was bent over double in excruciating pain because he laughed so much. But yes, it's part of what makes that so fucking good. It's an amazing fucking clip, first of all. But the reactions more than anything else, especially from Steve, just makes that S tier. One of the best YouTube shorts ever, in my opinion. It's unbelievable. Let's get back to the bingo.
Alright, and my goals for today are to hit 650 members by the end of today, so by the end of both streams, and to hit $50 per stream in tips. Now, yesterday we had a really great first stream, and then the Street Fighter stream was incredibly slow, almost no support. But it evened out because I had a really good first stream of Baldur's Gate 3.
Actually, it didn't even out, Phil. You surpassed your expectations, you surpassed your demands. It's not even. You are up. 170 for a day stream means you're up $70 in a day stream alone. For the whole day, you're up. The night stream was a bonus. Essentially, Phil made $100 more than he thought his bare minimum should be.
Okay? Today, I would love to hit 650 members again. We had this, and then we lost it because a bunch expired, and then we gained some, and then more expired, and then we gained some, and then more expired. It's very frustrating. It's hard. We can't maintain. So, today, if you want to help out the channel, please consider becoming a member or gifting some memberships to your fellow viewer. 'Tis the season of generosity, of course. I'm sure people would be very grateful to get those, and that would help out the channel. And of course, the other thing is tips. So, just to give you guys some perspective, this week on Thursday, not only do I have to do grocery shopping, not only do I have to do my usual pet supplies, and not only is my wife and I going to order in a meal for the one time a week that we do so we don't have to cook, but I have to go to the liquor store and buy some liquor for the marathon on Saturday.
Reminder, Phil gets paid by YouTube on Thursday. Will Phil mention this to his dumbass audience? Of course he fucking won't.
Okay? In addition, I have to buy the Grinch game and likely another game for the marathon on Saturday. So not only do I have to do all my usual stuff for the week, I also have to spend likely extra money, big extra money for all of this. Oh, by the way, I'm ordering a meal for Saturday's stream. Oh, by the way, of course, I want to have a Christmas Eve dinner with my wife. So you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of extra stuff coming up this week. A ton of extra calls.
I love how Phil's asking for fucking money so he can just fucking stuff his fucking face full of drink and food. I'm gonna eat more than usual and I'm gonna drink more than usual. So it's down to you guys to fucking be some more supportive than usual.
All right. So if you guys could support the stream today, that would really help because of all the stuff I have to drop in the next few days. Notably Thursday, I not only have to have my day out, but also buy games and stuff for Saturday. So absolutely. Any contributions today would be greatly appreciated. If we
I hope to fuck somebody fucking baits a fucking response of him by reminding him he's paid on Thursday. I hope to God. I don't ask him for much, bless him, but I hope to God one of his dentheads says, hang on, Phil, aren't you paid on Thursday?
hit the goals, the tips goal today would be very important to hit. It would help a lot. So please consider contributing via that method, okay? Speaking of which, our first tip of the day is from 1 Minute Man, and it is a $20 tip. Thank you so much, 1 Minute Man, for your usual daily support of all of my streams and content. I really, really appreciate that. Excuse me. Ooh. Oh my God, I'm sorry. So thank you very much, 1 Minute Man. First tip of the day. Let's get that up on the leaderboard. And what's funny is there was a troll in chat and he says, oh, well, not like anyone has to spend any money on their friends and family for the holidays, laughing my ass off. Well, first of all, you don't, because obviously you don't have any. That's why you're sitting here trolling me on my stream. You're a no-life fucking loser. And number two, of course, it's not what I said. I said, if you like the content, please support it. Here's the goals. I didn't say break your bank trying to support my streams. You're just a ginormous idiot. Congratulations. Okay.
To fucking ignore it, Phil. Way to not fucking pay attention to the detractors and trolls.
Let's continue. So, thank you to Genesis Gaming, who became a 22-month member and says 22 months of support. I want to wish you and everyone a very Merry Christmas. And you as well, Genesis Gaming. I hope that you're having a great holiday season here. And I hope that you are enjoying the festivities. I hope you'll be here for the festivities if you can make.
Oh, fuck off. Sorry, I just saw what D-Dog sent me. D-Dog sent me this. I have no words. Well, sorry, I clicked off it. Sorry, my bad. But yeah, D-Dog sent me that. I mean, disappointment. Supreme disappointment. Everyone's just saying Ron Jeremy. That's enough of that fucking show. I'll just get back to the fucking bingo, shall we? Thanks, D-Dog.
Get this coming week. And again, thank you for 22 months of support. Super supporter level as well, which is the higher level of member. Thank you so much. Token, with the first super chat of the day, says, shout me out. Okay, Token, I shout you out. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that, Token. Thank you. Happy holidays.
Burger.
5 in a row.
Okay.
That's concerning.
All right, we're having some fun today. All right, we got a little bit of extra time. If anyone wants to ask me a question, you can tag me in the chat. A little bit of discussion. And, you know, any contributions further come in, I will shout those out as well. Just hold on 1 second. My leg hurts. Ouch. My leg is very stiff. I want to stand up for a second. Ow, ow, ow. Oh! My joint popped. That's what it was. My joint just popped when I stood up. Now it feels better. I'm getting old, man. That's a problem.
Shut the fuck up!
Is there nothing on the internet that I won't masturbate
you get old, man,
to?
You get these issues. Okay. Ooh. Okay. All right. Any topics, any questions, anything you guys want to talk about before we jump into Endgame of RoboCop today? I gotta start doing yoga. Maybe I should start doing yoga. Think I need a better chair? You know, there's nothing wrong. This chair is very ergonomic. This is actually the most ergonomic chair I've ever had. It actually has full lumbar support. It has the curve you're supposed to have to elevate your legs. And it actually has a nice, like, shoulder, like rest here too. It really is the best chair I've...
Okay, guys, here's a fucking deal. If we get 100 likes, we win bingo. Everyone we need 100 likes right now and we can fucking escape this torture and play some marbles. The sooner we get to 100 likes, the sooner we can end the suffering.
I've had it for about 2.5 years now, and I'm definitely gonna get a very similar chair once this one, you know, wears out. I don't know how long it'll last. It's been 2.5 years. It seems fine. It creaks, but that's it. That's the only problem. It creaks. Like if I bought that oil shit to put in it, it wouldn't creak. But I just never bother. I don't really care. But it's a really nice chair. I might like I said, I might actually get a similar one for when I continue here with my stuff. Anyway, I received a $2 tip. No, I'm not playing. Just so you know. This is from Donnie Watts, and he says, I'm not, it's so stupid, I'm not even going to bring it up, but I will say this. No, I'm not involved in anything with anyone. There's no stupid challenge matches going on. There's no...
Oh, Ray, he responded to the Keemstar stuff. Wait, is he going to say nonsense?
No, I'm not involved in anything with anyone. There's no stupid challenge matches going on. There's no drama going on. Anything you're hearing is bullshit. It's just the usual people talking out of their ass. I mean, it's pretty tremendous how much these losers have to try to make stuff up to try to get attention for themselves because they're fucking life losers and this is what they do. I'm not involved in anything at all. You know, if anything happens that I'm involved in, you'll hear it from me. Okay? You know that. I will tell you. If I ever choose to be involved in something special or interesting, I will let you know. All right, you'll get it right from the horse's mouth, as they say. You don't have to hear it through third parties. You don't have to hear drama nonsense. It's just obsessed, mentally ill people who can't move on.
Phil just said nonsense. So even though we have a free space as well for you guys liking the stream,
Burger 5 in a row. That's concerning.
Because yeah, we didn't even need it.
Full house. Oh boy, how exciting!
Well, there we go. We have one bingo today, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, before we do anything else, you guys gave us 100 fucking likes on the stream, and you guys have earned your prize of the most robust bubbles animation out there. Remember, keep an eye on the bottom right for that great little cat to shoot this motherfucker out of the sky. Good cat. We have escaped this pish and suffering. Thank the fuck. We don't have to endure this anymore. I am going to set up the marbles game to pick our winner for today's bingo antics, so bear with me, I will be right back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Suffering. Welcome to impossible marble maps that'll probably not see us get a victory. Now, I have tested this map and it is possible to win. However, it is very challenging, particularly towards the end, and you'll see what I mean. The finish is back there in the distance. As you can see, the golden car ring round the end, you fall into a bucket. Yeah, that's the finish over there. To get there, you have taken a go through this big massive gauntlets of you get launched over this kills a lot of people, put it that way. This kills a lot of people. There is possible to win, of course, you know what I mean? I definitely tested it, you know what I mean? It's not as hard as the last map. But I will give us 5 goes. If we don't get a win after 5 goes, I'll randomise it. Let's just go. And you'll see what happens. We're about to get sent over, all the way over here. Not into that big bowl, but instead we're over here. And people are dying already. There we go. So unlucky to those that have died already. That was not keep in mind, if nobody wins this time round, you get 4 more goes next time. So we're all filtering down here, and because everyone's coming down here at the same time, some people might get pushed off. Will anyone get pushed off here? Very close, but no. Oh, someone got pushed off there though, in the corner. The corners aren't very safe. And now we're up here. Oh, some people are falling and dying down there, unlucky. And now people are going to get sent up here. Into here, sorry. Oh, Crinbear didn't make it, that's unlucky. Joker Bunny is ahead right now. They're the one that are ahead of everyone else. But they want to slow down here, because now we need to go up the way. And avoid hitting it underneath like Brian did. Brian was too fast and hit the underside of it, and so did Chody Taint. But Joker Bunny slowed down, and so they made it up here. So here we go, then you go down here. Puddy's a goner, that's unlucky. So, we want to, so, Joker Bunny, oh actually they slowed down, so Toastman's going to overtake. See these little things here? These little things will send you flying, you want to avoid them. Let's see if anyone can avoid them. Nope, so Toastman had it and he's gone. So yeah, you want to go down here but you want to avoid these things. Oh, they're both gone. Oh, they're gone as well. Everyone's, Meester's gone, poor Meester, but here we go, Prophet's gone, poor Prophet. But Mozgus has avoided it and so has all these other people here. There's plenty more though, on this side there's plenty more. Oh, Mozgus hits it and they're gone. Crash Override has made it past every obstacle so far and now needs to hit 4 in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. They missed the 4th one. Mob Mama hit them all though, Mob Mama has made it. Mob Mama is actually near the end. And so are all the other people. A lot of people have made it, to be fair. Sclerotic will be the first one to try. The last obstacle is right here. They're going to come down this ramp here, hit this wall, and need to fucking perfectly roll all the way to the end. So they're going to fall. Unlucky. But they need to go along this perfectly. They need to fucking fall down perfectly, bounce perfectly off it, and roll all the way to the end. They need to try and make sure they don't get bumped off by these 3 bumping blocks, and they need to hit this jump. There's a little jump block, and this sends you to, oh, hold on, look at this. Natalie Braithwaite could win, first time. But they've hit this thing, they've hit the thing. Are they gonna, is it enough? Is it enough? Oh, it wasn't. They almost fucking had it. The first time, we almost had somebody get it first time. Is Mob Mama stuck? Ah, fuck. Mob Mama, the last one alive is Mob Mama, and they're stuck. And, yeah, I don't think there's any way to end this, sadly. I think I need to basically just force a restart. Well, not even a restart, I think I need to fucking force the... go back to the main menu, because we have no way, you know, but... This is a very tricky court. I mean, that only happened one time before. When somebody got stuck there, that only happened one time before. Natalie Braithwaite almost first timed it. Which was insane. That was an insane effort there from Natalie Braithwaite. And they almost had the timing down perfectly as well. They just narrowly missed out though. We're going to try that again. We'll try that one more time. Well, in fact, we'll try it 4 more times. And if we fail, then I'll just randomise it and then we'll just do it that way instead. So, one more time. Everyone's going to get yeeted over. That's a thing of beauty. Who's the first one to die? Oh, several people died at the same time. Jim R6, Jasper's Angels, and Puerto Draconis. Of course, there are like 8 different Jasper's Angels. So, not the biggest loss in the world in a grand scheme of things. But 7 more of them. Chad Bass and Jonathan J, the front runners, and Neil Judah as well around the outside. But Chad Bass is going way too fast, and they went right off the edge on that corner. Neil Judah now. Of course, you want to get a shortcut here. You want to basically land early, so you go down here. All these guys landed down here, so they're early. And Jasper's Angels getting sent into the big bowl. And of course, the aim here as well is to try and land it short, so you go straight down like Chris. Have a smashing day, just skipped it all. That was an amazing skip there by Have a Smashing Day. Chris Sizemore, Johnny Cornbread, Jasper's Angels, Ultra Arbalist, Sclerotic, Calvin, they're all there in contention. They need to slow down for this one big boost up here. And yep, they all slowed down adequately. Only Ace Kit Kat did not. So they're going. Chris Sizemore barely makes it, and a lot of people are going to make it, looks like, at least for this part. But now we get to the bit where if you hit one of these fucking blocks here, those little light blue cyan, aqua teal coloured maybe, I don't know, what kind of colour would you say this fucking thing is, I don't know. But yeah, if you hit that, you're going to get sent flying off this fucking course to your doom. Not to get all dramatic or anything, but yeah. Well, Chris Sizemore's made it down the first one. Jasper's Angels hasn't, well, one of many Jasper's Angels of course. Chris Sizemore, he's going to hit this one, it looks like, and that's them going, but Sclerotic's going to be okay. Can Sclerotic make all 4 bumps over here? This is all 4 jumps here. You gotta hit 4 in a row perfectly. You gotta be lined up for it perfectly. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sclerotic has made it. So now really the final obstacle for Sclerotic is this. They've got to roll down here, perfectly straight. So Toastman has joined them. They're gonna hit this wall here at the side, and they need to fucking be in a perfectly straight line. Sclerotic. Actually, Sir Toastman might be okay. He's got a great line. Is it enough though?
He's a pedophile. He's a racist.
He's not. This is a strange one. He might be good.
I'm a dunce.
Oh, he's not. He's not. Oh my. That was looking so good as well. What about here? What's happening here? I tell you what though, this is also looking good. Dead Schooled. I don't think Damice is okay. Dead School's gonna hit. Dead School's been stopped. And they were sent flying. But where did they go? Oh, they got sent here, Dead School. Sorry, and they almost landed inside. And Kane and Sandmaker, they're down. We had a couple of very close calls there. We had some very close calls. You can see what I mean by saying it is a very challenging course, but it's not impossible. Several times people have come very close to winning there. So let's try that again. And we can just hit try again because everyone finished that time. I don't think there's a button to try and like automatically end the race, so if somebody gets stuck, you're kind of forced to just go to the main menu. I don't know, I need to like look into that more, but it's a bit annoying. Oh, David Grew and Let's get the first ones down, so they're not going to be in contention this time around, unlucky for them. Jasper's Angels, one of many, as usual, is out in front. Kyle, though, is there as well, and Paul Falt, Gregory Lick, Puller Pups, Aussie's Game Room. Crash Override, and Dead Schooled has gone off the edge. They were over-eager, and also, speaking of over-eager, look at all the people that fly off the edge here because they're going too fast down that ramp. Oh, and you catch up with Rebsy's ahead. Rebsy's in contention here, but although it didn't land in the lower part. The lower part is where you want to be. So you get sent all the way up here into a big massive bowl. Of course, you don't want to go too fast here. You want to get slowed down. You want to go slowed down because in order to make this jump, you need to be going slow. So he needs to. You need to make sure you're going slow enough. Because look at Pone. He's going too fast. I think Pone's going too fast. No, it's barely enough actually. No, it wasn't. They missed it altogether. Shit. Jasper's Angels. They're so unlucky. The angle they're hitting the jump at is obviously fucking not great. You want to take a side on perfectly. Jack Skellington is ahead. And Major Detractor has gone. So who's ahead? Michael's ahead. Michael right now currently in the lead. Can he avoid all those coloured bumps? No, he cannot. Well, Master on the pizza slicer, he's managed to avoid it the first time round anyway. Oh, he's really dicing with death here, but he's got away with it. Can the Mastodon hit all 4 jumps in a row though? He needs to hit them all 4 perfectly. 1, 2, 3, and he missed the 4th one. He wasn't lined up enough, so he missed the 4th one. Neil Judah will be next to try. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so many other people are behind him as well. This is going to be a very busy finish line, I think. Look at all the people here in contention. This might be a bad thing though. If people bump each other and get in each other's way, you meant to stay perfectly fucking straight on this line here. Aussie's Game Room, Jasper's Angels, Doran's are all still in contention here. Who's going to land? This is what I'm talking about. They're all bumping each other. Obsession Octopus is going ahead, but I think you'll be able to see they're not fucking perfectly lined up straight. I tell you what though, Timmy's okay. Timmy might be doing well. Oh, fucking got lost in here. Yeah. See, you fall short. He stayed on the whole time, but you don't hit the jump. You need to hit that fucking jump, so you need to be in the middle. Timmy was so unlucky. They stayed on the whole time, but sadly it was not to be. Bjorn. So Bjorn is the last one, and they're gone. So yeah, even if you stay perfectly fucking straight on this balance beam, you know, if you stay on it the whole time, you need to be lined up perfectly in order to hit that jump as well. So 3 down, 2 to go. We'll hit play again. Jesus man, we're so close. Oh, we're so close, but still, we have 2 more goes and then we'll just fucking randomise it, I guess. I do have other hard tracks, but I don't know, I feel like we could do this one. We've come so close several times already. And it's not like some sort of strange impossible finish like the fucking that fairly airy air one. But this one is definitely very doable. So I've actually tested this before. I tested this on my Discord. I showed people on Discord the maps I found and I showed them, and the map was completed within, you know, 10 minutes or so. Well, not or 10, 15 minutes or so. So we're all going down and we're all jumping up over onto here. So we're in the lead. So Grey Deek is well ahead, but they didn't get a shortcut. They just land down here rather than up there, and so Dare Bear is ahead, bless him. Dare Bear banned himself from picking bingo cards because he thought he brought bad luck, but it might be his lucky fucking day if he can manage to fucking maintain a good pace here. I say that and then he's fucking stuck behind these fucking titty cones. Utterly insane. He may be going too fast. He was definitely going too fast. Oh, and these two hit the edge. Sizer Bob, Kids, Anime Girl, Hawk Swervers and Sclerotic are ahead. They're up here and they're about the first ones to try and get by these bumpy bastards, for lack of a better name or term. So Sclerotic is really rolling in that corner. They'll drop down and they'll hope to try and avoid these perilous little bumps. Hawkswerver's right behind him. In fact, there we go. Oh, Hawkswervers and Sclerotic both going down, and so is David. Oh, the humanity, but they're all coming now together. Chris Sizemore, our sisters are all going down. They're all just leaping off the fucking edge like fucking lemons. Let's keep an eye down here and see who will pass us first here. They're all dropping like flies, and there's so many of them coming around the corner all at the same time. They're all surviving. They need to fucking try and make these 4 jumps at the same time though. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not everyone made it though, but some people have made it, and this is going to be so much contention to try and get to the fucking finish. I'm going to wait here as per usual and see if we can line ourselves up to see who. Paul Flout is too far to the edge, they're going. GH Champ has bumped everyone else, and this is what I'm saying, there's 20 people, there's too many people involved. And everyone is getting there at the same time, they're all just bumping each other here, but Gru is looking perfect. I think. He's technically going to the side a bit, but Gru might be spot on here. We need to keep an eye on Gru and see this line. He's going to, Gru's going to win. Gru's going to win. I told you all. We have a winner. There is no need to pick anything else, no other course. We have a winner. That winner be Gru. Well done, Gru. Yoo-hoo. And all that jazz. But there we go. I mean, it was a hard track, but I had a feeling. And that feeling was justified. So, Fan Davidoze and all that jazz. We have one winner, and that winner be Gru. So, there we go. So, yeah. I'll just get out of the marbles. Yeah, let's just quit that game. We've had a fill of marbles, we're all good. Not a very nice day in Vancouver, is it? In the fucking Vancouver Aquarium. It's pissing down with rain. But the otters seem to be enjoying themselves all the same, which is the main thing. There's plenty of them on screen, as you can see, swimming about, having a grand old fucking time. So you could also you let me know through Discord or through email, whatever way you want to let me know. You won the bingo, you won the prize, you won the $50 prize. Keep in mind, it's a 50 buckaroo prize. So yeah, just let me know if you want. I could also, there's options here, of course. I mean, we could do a PayPal transfer. I could try and get you some sort of Amazon voucher. I could try and get you some sort of game voucher, like a console or something. It can go back towards a bingo if you want to try and make the next prize be bigger for someone else. It can go to charity, Jasper's Angels, or a charity of a choice. You have a lot of options essentially, so it's entirely up to you what you want to do with those winnings. You can let me know whenever you want. But yeah, you're here anyway. You're in the chat anyway. You're here, so you know you've won, which is good, and you can let me know. By the way, if anyone's seen Charlie won last time as well, and I've not fucking heard from him, so I've no idea what he fucking wants. But anyway, fuck it. That's going to bring an end to the bingo and all that jazz, guys. Well, we got our full house. We're one shy the other day, but today we smashed it and we got a full house bingo. We got to escape Phil's bullshit and annoying crap, and we can just now peace the fuck out and wait for tomorrow's bingo to come and that meaningful content that I'll fucking bring. But I'm done. Yeah. Well done, Gru, once again. I'm going to end things how I always end things, by playing Notorious PIG contributions made by the supremely talented Pixar Animations. But until tomorrow, guys, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. How you wish to spend it. And yeah, I'm going to catch you all later. Until then, peace out.
On September 14th, a pre-authorized payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
All right, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, "I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower?" When you're showered in money, when you go outside and all of a sudden greenbacks start falling from the sky and you raise your face up, you're like, oh, you start dancing, you go, oh, money, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day. Money, yeah. Money, oh, money, yeah. Money, yeah. Money, oh, money, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Money, yeah. Money, oh, money, yeah. Gone, just gone like that.